It's time for Yankton Bucks football on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by our corporate sponsor, First Dakota National Bank of Yankton, and the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Linda's Angel Crossing, Hy-Vee, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Vichy, Elwood Dental, Raven Books, Floortech Cleaning and Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Dragonfly, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Wentz and Ray Funeral Home and Cremation Service, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, Triple Time Rudy's, Farmers Union Insurance, Meridian Photo, Ram Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, and H&H Roofing. Now to the field with the voice of Bucks football, Zach Spear.
Hello and welcome to Crane Youngworth Field in Yankton, South Dakota, as semifinals football between the Bucks and the Sturgis Brown Scoopers on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube is presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. Again, we're officially into South Dakota State semifinals football. In this one, the Yankton Bucks host the Sturgis Brown Scoopers in a rematch from earlier in the season that saw the Scoopers winning 27-21 over the Bucks. Though Sturgis Brown won that game, Yankton was still able to manage the number 1 seed in AA and was able to host both last week in the playoffs and this week. Winner of this game makes it to the Dome with a chance for the 2025 championship, and we'll take on the winner of Pierre and Huron, who also play tonight, and we'll keep you updated on that score throughout the game as well. Let's take a look inside some of the numbers for both of these teams. Scoring in points per game, Yankton with 31.2 points per game, which is the most in AA. Sturgis Brown scoring 21.5 points per game. Yankton 2-2 with Sturgis Brown at 2-3. Unfortunately for Sturgis Brown, home field advantage is a real thing for Yankton, as they have yet to lose at Crane Youngworth. Now, this is the one team in AA that was able to top the Bucks during the regular season. These defenses give up similar amount of points, but the key difference is the offense on each side. Yankton scores nearly 10 more points per game than Sturgis Brown. For Yankton, they're going to need their offense to run smooth tonight. And for the Scoopers, they're going to need to sustain long drives and try to keep the ball out of Yankton's hands as much as possible. Easier said than done, of course, as Yankton's defense in 4 straight games has given up exactly 7 points. In the quarterfinals, Yankton defeated Spearfish 12-7, and Sturgis Brown defeated Watertown 28-21. It's time for last week's highlights of the Bucks' victory over Spearfish, brought to you by Larson Carpet, the best flooring for your space, lifestyle, and budget. Let's watch and listen live to those highlights now. First and 10 from Yankton's 11 from the shotgun. Thomas Hughes fires it to the near side of the field. This one caught Mavruska, but laid down a good amount of time. Hughes wants to run it on the far side, facing pressure. He'll be wrapped up at the 9-yard line. Bestie with the option here, flips it out to Sedlacek. Sedlacek tries to bring it back, breaks tackles, now lowers a shoulder into the 38-yard line. Tegan LaCroix to take the direct snap. Every time it's been a run, it'll stay the same as he follows his blocks and brings it in. He'll take it, and he'll fake it to Bosch. Edley Amaro nearly got Hughes. Hughes tries to bring it back in. He'll be brought down for a loss of a yard. Goal here from the 3-yard line. Spearfish with the football, a handoff to Bosch. Bosch met at the line of scrimmage, thrown down. An option here is Bestie's going to hang on to it himself. A nice pickup here. Gets the first down. Offense, the throwing game just hasn't quite been clicking. First and 10 here as Tate Bestie into the middle of the field. Wide open was Cale Hazelhorse. Brings it in for a big pickup. 5-yard line, though. A long field to go here as a handoff. Sedlacek on the far side. Follows his blocker. Has some room to run across the 20 to the 22. Thomas Hughes fakes the handoff, now looks to run it, faces pressure, somehow gets around and evades it, now at the 5-yard line. 3rd and long for Yankton. LaCroix gets it. He's just going to run it up the middle. gets through the hole across the 30, dives forward near the first. Another run here, 4th and 1, takes the snap, takes it to the near side, plenty of room to run, breaks to the outside, the 20, first down Yankton. Yankton with a 3rd and 7 from the Spearfish 13. Bestie fires it, has a man wide open, and eyes this touchdown. An emotion moves, eyes this. Once again, Sedlacek will get it, patient running, bursts through a hole across the 40 into Spearfish territory. From the shotgun is Thomas Hughes. He drops back to pass. Has some time, fires it. His receiver stumbled. It's intercepted. It's going the other direction. Tegan LaCroix. Again, those are last week's highlights brought to you by Larson Carpet as the Bucks took home a victory over Spearfish. 12-7 your final score. Ahead of this matchup between Yankton and Sturgis Brown, got a chance to talk with both head coaches. For Sturgis Brown is Chris Kletki, a former Yankton Bucks football player, and as always, Coach Muth. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, that chat with Chris Kletki on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian District of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
Hello and welcome to our Coaches Conversations. Now joining on the line is head coach Chris Kletki of the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course, and last year team was in action, a victory in the quarterfinals over the Watertown Arrows. Could you tell me about what went down in that game?
Just kind of a back-and-forth game for our kids, and, we were up by 7 at halftime, but our message was that we were going to have to take Watertown's best punch coming in the second half, and that came in the fourth quarter when we went down 21-14. So kids responded by putting 2 touchdowns on the board. Our last touchdown was with about 30 seconds left, so they did a great job of closing the game out, forcing some turnovers, and putting us in a good situation to win that one.
And what kind of experience do you feel like you gain in a close game like that?
Tremendous experience for our kids and our program. It's been a long time since we won a playoff game, and that was one of our goals this year. So getting that monkey off our back was really a huge accomplishment for us, and just a big relief for our community, our coaches, and our kids. Our kids came through when it counted and stepped up and got the job done.
And one playoff game out of the way, now into the semifinals, you take on the Bucks. This is a team you beat earlier in the regular season. Your thoughts on the matchup this time around?
I really think it's 2 different teams. Since, we played Yankton out here, we got away with some stuff. Certainly didn't play. We played good enough, but not great, and Yankton did not play very good. I think Coach Muth would say that when they came out here. So we know that it's going to be an entirely different game. And if we don't clean up some of the stuff that, we even did last week, and we certainly did against Yankton the first time, it could be a game that could get out of hand pretty quick. So we know what we're up against, and we know that they're super motivated, and everybody knows what's on the line here, as far as wanting to get to the Dome and play for a state championship. So the stakes are higher. Yankton's more aware and coming into this game, certainly, and it's going to be that much tougher for us.
And you talk about the motivation. Now, this is something the coaches don't like to think about too much, but the players for Yankton probably do have it in the back of their minds that this is a team they lost, kind of want to get their get back on Sturgis Brown. How do you try and match the energy that they're going to come out with?
Well, and that's going to be the tough thing is, as we're not sneaking up on anybody anymore, and now we're getting everybody's best effort, and that's going to be how we respond and have to compete and come out of the gates there. Driving across the state's a huge task for us, and those are all things that are challenges, and that's okay. And we're in a spot here where we got to get ready for a really great Yankton team, and if we want to get to the Dome, we got to beat the best teams in the state. So that's a challenge ahead of us.
And this time around, you'll be at Crane Youngworth, a field I'm sure that you are familiar with. What are the challenges that come with both playing on the road as well as playing in Yankton specifically?
Well, on the road, just trying to break it up, so it's like it's a normal day in the classroom, right? So we kind of look at our trip like that. So we try to stop about every hour and a half and do those type of things and do our walkthrough on the road in Mitchell and just try to break it up so it's as similar as a regular school day as possible, and the kids aren't off their legs for too long, more than an hour and a half. And then, we played in Yankton in the first round of playoffs many years ago on the road, and that was probably the loudest game I've ever been at. So we're doing some things in practice to hopefully prepare our kids for how loud it's going to be there, because during the regular season, coaches can yell stuff from the sideline, right? Quick adjustments, or we see this formation, watch out for this, and our kids aren't going to be able to hear that. They're not going to have us in times where maybe we're on offense and it's super loud, so those are going to be the challenges.
And what are the things your team is going to have to do well if they want to advance to the championship game?
Well, we're going to have to control the ball on offense, certainly. We're not a huge big play team. We just haven't been. But when we've had success, we've sustained drives and not turned the ball over, and that was something that, we got a few turnovers in the second half against Watertown that allowed us to win that game, and we're going to have to be opportunistic on defense, and we know that Yankton's got big play capability every time they snap the football, and we really have to make them earn it. In high school football, if you're making teams drive 10 to 12 plays a game, chances are there's a penalty in there or something that makes it difficult. So really those are going to be the emphasis. Control the football on offense, run the football. We have to be able to run it on offense. We have to be able to stop Yankton's run game and try to prevent the big plays in the air.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. We'll see you in Yankton shortly.
You bet. Thank you.
Again, that was head coach Chris Kletki of the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. Coming up, our chat with head coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks, ahead of a semifinals matchup on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Do you realize what your Yankton Hy-Vee has to offer? Aisles online, delivery, catering, fresh floral and bakery departments, pharmacy with drive-up, and online prescription refills, Hy-Vee Health Market, dietitian service, fresh seafood department, U.S. Postal Substation, take and bake for breakfast, and family meal deals. Yes, all that and more is at your Yankton Hy-Vee, located on the corner of 21st Street and Broadway Avenue in Yankton.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet. featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
Back on our coaches' conversations, it's head coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks. Coach, a playoff win over Spearfish with a score of 12-7. What went down in that one?
It was a tough physical game. I mean, it's playoff football. I know, I've talked to a lot of people, and people have opinions on the score. I think if you looked around the state, all the scores but one were inside of one score. It's playoff football, and it's a tightly packed division this year. There's no real 1 seed, no real 8 seed. It's all, everybody is on a level playing field, and so it was a tough physical football game, and we did enough to get a win and move on to the next round.
You talk about playoff football. To me, it was really two things that won that game, the run game and the defense. Usually those two parts of the game are a recipe for success.
Yeah, it's complementary football, and it's important that we're able to do that now. You get to the November, you have to be able to run the football, you have to be able to play good defense, limit big plays. I think we did a pretty good job of that. I was really happy with the way our defense responded in the low red zone. I don't know what the stat was, but they were down there, inside the 5 a couple times and came away with no points. That's a big deal. And so, if we can keep playing that type of football and if we can keep running the football, we're going to set ourselves up for at least a chance to have some success.
We've talked a couple times about the success of Jay Sedlacek rushing the football, but let's compliment that offensive line, opening up some holes for him.
Yeah, I thought our offensive line played real well. They've worked really hard at understanding the concept of the play. I would say in the last 4 weeks, our offensive line has worked really hard understanding the shape of the play and what the play is designed to do. They have a better understanding of what's going on rather than it just being lines on a piece of paper, and I think that showed up. I thought our blocking was good. We've worked really hard on blocking through the echo of the whistle and being more physical, and I thought they were more physical last game. We got to be more physical this next game out.
Now, Tegan LaCroix got an interception. He's one shy from tying Hazelhorst for the lead. I know it's somewhat of a friendly competition between the two of them, who's going to get more, but how does something as simple as that actually end up benefiting both the players?
Well, I would say you can see that illustrated throughout our entire program. Competition breeds excellence, and competition in any form. And so most everything we do with a competitive spirit in mind. So I think what you're seeing there is you're seeing guys that have been raised in a competitive atmosphere, and everything's a game. Everything is competitive, and those guys are going to compete, whether it's number of interceptions or if they're playing tiddlywinks. They're going to compete, and that's everybody up and down the roster, and our guys know when they roll out of bed in the morning, they got to compete.
Coming up, you take on Sturgis Brown in a rematch from earlier this season. What are your thoughts on the matchup this time around?
It's same Sturgis. They're very physical. They're going to take chances. They play with real high energy. I think there's a lot of opinions as far as West River, East River, and all of that. They don't care about any of that. They're going to come out and they're going to play hard physical football. They're going to run hard. They're going to tackle hard. Everything they do is done with an edge, and our guys, I think that first time maybe got caught up in a little bit of that. I don't know if they were quite expecting that, and they have to understand that, especially right now, everybody wants to keep staying alive. Everybody wants to keep moving on, and the prize after this game is the one that everybody's chasing, and they've got a lot of reasons to win this football game, but we do too, and we have to make sure that we have the right energy and we're focused and ready to go.
And as a coach, I know it's probably easier not to focus so much on the last time you played them. For the players, it's kind of in the back of their minds thinking this is the one they'd really like to get back. How do you try and prepare the team, though, to not focus too much on that and to just deal with this as if it was any other team?
Yeah, it is difficult. They're high school kids, and I understand the emotional element on it, but to be totally honest with you, if we come out and we try to win this football game because it's some kind of a get back for what happened a couple weeks ago, that's coming from the wrong place. And our guys have done a very good job of squashing their egos. But, if you go out with the idea, I'm going to win a football game because I want revenge, that's just an experiment in ego. That's not going to do anything but make you feel better about yourself. And if you don't, you're not going to have that. I mean, if you fall short, it's going to be a worse outcome. We need to go out there and compete because they're showing up to play a football game. It's really that simple. They're coming to Yankton to play a football game, and we're going to go out and play a football game, and we want to beat them every single play. That's whether we're going to make a stop, whether we're going to get the hard yards, it doesn't matter. We are going to make sure that we're ready to compete.
And I know you don't like to look forward, but what would it mean to see your guys make it to the Dome after all of the work they've put in this season?
I mean, it'd mean everything. I mean, that's what we're playing. That's one of the goals that we set out in the beginning of the year, is to compete for a championship. And these guys have it's been 365 days that they've been on a mission here to get back to the Dome and win that semifinal game and go represent Yankton the best way that they can. And it would mean a lot, and I think it would mean a lot to these guys and validate a lot of the hard work that they've put in. But, to be totally honest with you, this season and any game, I mean, just the act of being able to play football for Yankton, I'm not saying it's, that's the end goal we want to win here. But, we talked about that before the last game. You're not really out chasing a championship. You're out chasing a team, and what we're chasing is building this great team that we've got here. And we've got one more game to do before, one more game out there that we can go prove ourselves, and that's what we are chasing, to become the most complete, best team that we can. And if we can do that, we got a shot to play for a championship.
Well, Coach, a great semifinals matchup on the way. Thanks for the chat and good luck in this one.
Thanks a lot. Go Bucks.
Again, that was head coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks. When we return, the Bucks host the Sturgis Brown Scoopers on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Rabin Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Rabin Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Rabin Books, where every book finds a home.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
And welcome back to Crane Youngworth as we return just in time for the national anthem, as we will keep it here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. And here on the field, you just heard the Yankton High School Pep Band with the national anthem. This is the Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show. Let's make healthy happen. And a big thank you to everyone tuned in on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. I know we've got a couple of former Bucks who helped out at our station, Josh and Griffin, tuned in right now as the Bucks host the Sturgis Brown Scoopers at Crane Youngworth tonight. And TJ, this is the biggest game of the year. Semifinals win and you're in for the championship. Of course you lose and that's just the year. How do you got to come out immediately out of the gates?
Well, you're going to come out hard and fast like every game. Last week we talked about nerves going into the game of the playoffs. Well, we're into the second game of the playoffs. This is semifinals. The stakes are even higher. The win takes us to the championship, but you're a little more calmed down because you've been through one game already.
And the all-conference team was announced, and of course there are some Yankton Bucks on there. You can make it as the number 1 seed, not have some all-conference level players, as we'll recognize those now. Tate Bessie is quarterback. Owen Eidsness, wide receiver. The lone junior for the Bucks, Austin Conway, making it in as an all-conference offensive lineman. Cale Hazelhorse made it as a defensive back. Edley Amaro Jr. as a defensive lineman. And Liam Villanueva for Yankton as the lone special teams all-conference. Congratulations to all of those players who were able to receive the ESD all-conference team, a very high honor for all of those Bucks. Also going on tonight, Pierre T.F. Riggs will take on Huron. The Tigers will host it at Tiger Stadium. That game is just about to get started as well. We'll look at the stats in Yankton's last game against Spearfish. 7 penalties for 38 yards. Jason Lawchek had 27 carries for 171 yards, over 6 yards per carry. Tate Bessie, 10 carries for 24 yards. Easton Feeser, 2 rushing attempts for 7. Tegan LaCroix had 5 carries, 27 yards that went, and a touchdown. Owen Eidsness had 1 carry, it went 1 yard. Tate Bestie went 5 for 20 throwing the football, 72 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And catching the football, Owen Eidsness with 3 receptions, 31 yards, and a touchdown. Cale Hazelhorse, 1 reception for 32 yards, and Edley Amaro Jr. got a catch for 9 yards. And a big play for the defense and special teams for Yankton was Tegan LaCroix, a game-sealing interception. It's time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling, anytime, any day. For the Bucks, they come in their red jerseys, trimmed out in white pants, red helmets. For Sturgis Brown on the flip side, white jerseys trimmed out in black with black pants and helmets as well. As they do it on the field, the starting offense for the visitors, the Scoopers, and the starting defense for your Yankton Bucks. For Sturgis, we'll start with the guys up front. In the middle at center, number 55, Tanner Golden. To the left side at guard, number 66, Dion Coffey. Left tackle, number 60, Tayden Larson. To the right side of the line, at guard, number 51 is Logan Royer. The tackle, number 74, Miles Voigt. The tight end for the Scoopers, number 14, Gage West. He also leads the team in receiving yards on the season. And the trio of receivers made up of number 23, Brody Royer, number 11, Cole Litzen, and number 2, Ethan Graff. As the tailback for the Scoopers, it's number 44, Zoel Irian. And behind center, the quarterback, number 3, Jackson Kano. The starting defense now for your Yankton Bucks. At quarterback, it's number 16, Tegan LaCroix. At free safety, number 14, Cale Hazelhorst. The other quarterback up to the other side, number 1, Carter Boomsma. A trio of inside linebackers for these Bucks, number 5, Madden McQuaid, number 33, Chase Platt, and number 3, Easton Feeser. To the defensive line at end, it's number 9, Talon Kenny, and number 11, Edley Amaro Jr. The nose tackle of the team is number 64, Drace Gaskins, and at D-tackle, number 94, William Guzman Ugofsky. The rover defender for this Bucks defense, number 25, Brennan Gilmore, as the Bucks will be without Gavin Johnson in tonight's game. Again, the Bucks in their red jerseys, trimmed out in white on the flip side for Sturgis, and white jerseys trimmed out in black. A huge game upon us. TJ, This is a big one. Yankton lost to Sturgis Brown in the regular season when they faced off, and they really felt like maybe it wasn't their most complete game. But we've seen their offense really kind of struggling to click in the passing game. How do you try and get that confidence in Bestie so he can start firing how we know he can?
Well, I think we're going to start out the game running. We've seen Sedlacek carry this team for the last several games, and so we're going to see the Bucks come out running. But once they've established a little bit of run game, then they'll turn to Bestie and some passing and get some confidence going there.
As you mentioned, it really, the offensive line has made holes, and Jay Sedlacek has made the best of it in the last few games. Really feels like Sedlacek has hit a whole nother gear this season as the captains meet out on the Yankton Y. Out there for the Bucks is Easton Fieser, Owen Eidsness, Tate Bestie, and Cale Hazelhorst. And it is a full house here as Crane Youngworth gets loud and it gets packed when the Bucks are here to play. You know, it's really impressive, TJ, for a high school level, how much this crowd supports the team, and it really can make things difficult for opposing teams.
And the crowd is getting excited, and they're chanting already. They're ready for this game to start.
And hard to understand that mic, so I guess we'll just see who gets the ball first. It's pretty hard to understand it, just really echoey. So we'll see if the kicking team or the return team will come out here for the Bucks, as it is officially 7 o'clock and it is football time here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. If you know anybody who would like to watch and listen live to this game, you can share the link or let them know to search for Yankton streaming on YouTube. And out on the field is the Scoopers return team, so the Bucks will start out on defense. And TJ, you know, I like that for the Bucks. They're coming into this game, as much as Muth might say, you know, we're trying to not think much about that last game, these players are thinking about that last game, and they really would like to start out hot in this one.
Well, when you've only had one loss in your division all year long, you're definitely going to be thinking about that one loss, and the fact that this is the team that could be standing between you and state. It's on your mind.
Lots of energy. But as Muth said, you know, if you're playing just to get back at someone, that's a bad mindset. And then the loss, you fall even further. Liam Villanueva back to kick this one away for the Bucks. The state semifinals at Crane Youngworth officially underway as Liam Villanueva puts this one into action. This one was caught around the 11-yard line, up to the 30. A stiff arm and stepping out of bounds there. A nice return for the Scoopers from Brody Royer, and you can just tell the excitement on both sides here, TJ. It's going to be loud tonight.
And Sturgis traveled with a great core of people over there. Their stands are quite full. They're making a lot of noise. Of course, this Bucks sideline is making a lot of noise for themselves.
So the Scoopers get all the way up to their own 40-yard line, a short field to start, and great starting field position as we are 6 seconds in. Of course, no score. Jackson Kano and his squad have made it out onto the field. He'll start with a shotgun with Zoll Irian standing behind him. 1st and 10 here for Sturgis Brown. And already looking for guidance from their own sideline. Kano, the hard count, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, Irian up the middle, wide open. Gage West pulls it in, up to the 20 of the Yankton Bucks, the 10, and right away the Scoopers score a touchdown. 6-0, a 60-yarder from Kano to Gage West.
Well, I don't think Yankton was looking for them to pass on that play. Just like I talked about earlier, Yankton probably will run right out of the gate, but this Bucks defense was not expecting that pass right over the top.
And Coach Kletki has to be happy. Now, when I talked with Coach Kletki, he said we're not really a big play team. We're a grind them out type of team. And after seeing that, I mean, 60 yards right out of the gate seems like a pretty big play to me, TJ. 6-0 Sturgis Brown already in the lead. And now for the extra point is Isaac Smith to make it 7-0. And he'll do exactly that as the Scoopers start this football game. Hard to believe we are 16 seconds into this one, TJ, and the Bucks trail 7-0 to Sturgis Brown. One thing Coach Kletki mentioned is maybe earlier in the season we were flying under the radar. People didn't expect too much out of us. He says, you make it to the state semifinals, you no longer can fly under the radar, and now I don't think anyone is, but they came out, and that is a statement of a play to start a football game with.
It sure was. And so your Buck sideline right now is, we're talking about, are you looking at revenge or not? The Buck sideline now is getting fired up. In their mind right now, they really want to take it right back at Sturgis.
So now for kickoff here, it'll be Isaac Smith again kicking for Sturgis Brown, and for the Bucks, back to return Tegan LaCroix and Owen Eidsness as Yankton trails 7-0 in the first quarter on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. We'll see how their offense answers after a 60-yard, pretty much perfect play as Gage West had no one even near him, just simply had to run it all the way to the end zone. Isaac Smith here to kick it. It's a short one, and this one will be picked up around the 23 for the Bucks. And now a great effort by the Sturgis Brown special teams. Mad McQuaid didn't get much on that return, and the Bucks are going to start from within their own 30. Looks like they've placed the ball at the 29-yard line, but this Bucks offense now with some work to do. 7-0, but this is their first time with the football. Two receivers to the far side, one on the near side. Edley Amaro in as an H-back from the shotgun. Tate Bestie takes a snap. Sidlacek with some room to run. Runs around the first defender across the 40. He's across midfield. A big play for the Bucks. Puts down the shoulder. Runs out of bounds around the 24-yard line of Sturgis. At the 25 is where they'll spot him.
What a run there by Jason Lachek. He was able to get himself out and around the end, and he went around the wide side and was able to get a huge gain.
47-yard pickup, 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Now another handoff here as they'll give it up to Jason Lachek. In the middle, he'll have lots of contact, but drives it forward for a pickup of a few. He somehow got up to the 20-yard line. Looked like he was stopped initially at the line of scrimmage. And Jason Lachek already over 50 rushing yards in this football game. Trips receivers to the right. The lone to the left is Abe O'Brien. Now Owen Eidsness will shift sides. From the shotgun, Tate Bestie lofts it up to Carter Boomsma, pulls it in! Yankton scores a touchdown! And an immediate answer by this Bucks team. We said we'd like to see the passing game come out strong. Talk about a play by Carter Boomsma there.
And Carter Boomsma had to go up with everything he had to reach that one. It was just above his head and was in danger of getting hit pretty hard, but he was able to get up, get that ball, and score a touchdown.
Now on for the extra point is Kevin Ortiz for the Bucks to tie it up. We are 1 minute and 10 seconds into this game, and Ortiz puts it up and through, and we are tied up at 7 apiece on your Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. The Fox Stop at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizzas, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood and propane exchange.
As we continually strive to improve the quality of service we provide the Yankton community, the Garden of Memory Cemetery and Winston Ray Funeral Home are pleased to announce the completion of a brand new columbarium. This columbarium is constructed of granite, designed to withstand the test of time. It is for those families choosing cremation and features above-ground outdoor niches, which includes a bronze plaque to memorialize your loved one, as well as indoor glass front niches where families can create a unique memorial with pictures or other family heirlooms. For more information, please give us a call at the Winston Ray Funeral Home in Yankton.
We are 70 seconds into this one, tied up 7-7 after the Yankton Bucks came up big on offense. 3 plays is all they needed to score a touchdown. It was a 20-yard dart from Bestie to Carter Boomsma, who went up, grabbed it, and then after grabbing it, the defender had all the opportunity to pull him down and just fell forward into the end zone. Liam Villanueva again to kick this one away. Returning here for the Scoopers, up to the 20, now to the 30. Royer has it again as he falls forward to the 34. Again, a nice return for the Scoopers, who had all the momentum after that first play And Yankton just took it right back to where we're back to before the game started. Pretty equal energy.
But then you have another great return to start off this series. We haven't seen very many series start out with so many fireworks right out of the gate like this. We've been used to watching some defensive struggles. This is a change.
Yankton's defense has given up exactly 7 points in their last 4. They've given up 7 here within the first minute of play. Now a handoff. It goes to Erie, and he was met behind the line of scrimmage, stumbles and fumbles forward up to the 37.5-yard line. They'll give him the credit for full 3, 2nd and 7. Irian was met behind the line to gain and did a nice job avoiding the pressure there to get a positive gain out of it. 7 yards needed for the first. It's 2nd down. Kano works it from the shotgun. Irian remains the lead back as he'll get it up the middle yet again. Had a slight hole, took advantage of it up to the 43-yard line. He's stopped 3rd and short on the way. 3 yards they need for the first. A pickup of 4. And, TJ, this is maybe more the offense we expected from Sturgis Brown. A grind-them-out type and just keeping the ball away from Yankton's offense. 9:40 to play in the first. We're tied up at 7. Kano, the hard count, doesn't get Yankton to bite on it. You can hear the crowd stomping here at Crane Youngworth. It is loud. Coach Kletki said this is the loudest place he's ever been in for a high school football game. Kano takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Irian passes it to West. This one picked off. Yankton an opportunity to bring it in for 6, and they will. Yankton's on top, 13-7. Miles Drotzman, the interception for a touchdown.
Miles Drotzman was just in perfect position there. There was just a little bit of a tip. He was able to grab it, and he knew from the second he had that ball in his hands that he was going to score a touchdown.
Talk about fireworks to start a game, TJ. 9:14 to play in the first quarter. 13-7 your score. Again, Ortiz back out on the field for the extra point. Tegan LaCroix, the holder. Snap is good, hold is good, and as usual, kick is good. 14-7 your score. On that touchdown, you watch the Yankton-Winnelson replay. Yankton-Winnelson, second-generation family-owned and supporting the local community, including Yankton Athletics since 1981. We'll return in a moment. Already 21 points scored here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Caitlin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Caitlin's to anyone.
As we return to the field, big plays galore. 14-7 Yankton leads, 9:14 to play in the first quarter alone. We've already seen 3 touchdowns. A 60-yard pass from Sturgis Brown, a 20-yard pass from Yankton, and just there, a pick 6 to give Yankton their first lead of the game. And TJ, talk about a swing in momentum as a 60-yarder for Sturgis Brown, and only a handful of plays later, they're down 14-7. A very short kick here that'll be fielded around the 26. They don't want to let Royer get to it again. They'll shove him out at the 35-yard line, about right where they've been. But again, they just didn't want Brody Royer to have that football in his hands.
Well, he did a great job of finding seams and avoiding tackles for some excellent pickups to start with those first 2 kickoffs.
So the Scoopers right back out onto the field after an interception and a miscue by their offense. On the throw from Kano, he just led his receiver a little bit too much, and that feels like a pass you've got to have. It was a short one behind the line of scrimmage. Shotgun works Kano. Zol Irian has the football, runs it, met by a swarm of Yankton Buck defenders. 2nd and 10. That one tough to even credit a single player with a tackle, as really it was the entire defensive line.
About the only player not in on that tackle is Edley Amaro, who had taken the quarterback.
2nd and 10 here for the Scoopers. They work it from their own 35-yard line. Trips to the right here, and they'll go at that direction. This one caught behind the line of scrimmage up to about the 42-yard line is Cole Litzen. He'll pick up 6 or 7. 3rd and short again here for the Scoopers.
I don't know, from up here it looked like that ball touched the ground, and the coaches were really calling for that as well.
And as of right now, it seems like they'll just keep it as a 7-yard gain. I was kind of thinking the same as you, TJ, but Cole Litzen's 7-yard reception will stand. And certainly 3rd and 3 against this Bucks defense looks a lot better than 3rd and 10 would for the Scoopers. 3 yards to go here. Kano from the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They fake the handoff. Irian, the same play they had. It's caught and up to the line of gain. Ethan Graff, I think he had just enough. I think he needed 3 yards, and I think he got 3 and no more.
They are moving the sticks for him. That was the exact same play that was intercepted for a touchdown.
A risky call there by Coach Kletki. Again, Chris Kletki, coach of Sturgis Brown, a former Yankton Buck. So he is familiar with this field. He's familiar with this team. And really for him, it was a big game, and he was excited to get back into Yankton. Although he said it's not exactly the friendliest environment to play in with the crowd making so much noise. Arian powers it forward through for about a pickup of 4. Zol Arian now. 4 carries, they've went for 11 yards. And if you're Yankton, you've got to be happy with Irian averaging under 4 yards a carry to start this one. Irian's definitely an electric player on the Scoopers offense, and you've just got to try and minimize him. Averages nearly 6 yards a carry on the season. 2nd and 6 here, as now breaking through is Irian across the first down line into Yankton territory. He moves it. He'll fall down at the 42-yard line, a pickup of 10 yards, and that is Irian's longest carry of the night, as now this Yankton's defense feels like they're getting into need to get a stop territory. 7 minutes to play in the first quarter, 14-7. Yankton leads it. Kano takes the snap and drops back. A quick pass to his back, Irian. Irian with some room to run, crosses the 40 up to the 36-yard line. He's brought down. A 6-yard pickup there, 2nd and 4.
Irian, those last 2 plays, was able to show why he's been so good for Sturgis this year. He's very quick, very explosive, and when he gets just a little bit of room, he can really be dangerous.
And Irian has had a heavy load so far to start this game. Already 6 touches in the game as we're about halfway through the first quarter of play. He'll be the tailback again with 3 receivers to the right. Now Irian will flare out. He'll get it thrown his direction again. Met at the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle. Dives forward. Maybe has enough for the first down. And we'll see if they move the chains. They will. He got his 4. And Miles Drotzman was the initial defender who was on him, and probably wishing he could have that one back and wrap him up around the legs.
And even then, when Teagan LaCroix came in and got the hit on him, he was able to bypass that and get 3 or 4 more yards.
So multiple touches in a row here for Irian. They'll keep it the same up the middle. He moves it, nears the 30-yard line, but he'll be brought down short of it. He'll pick up 1, maybe 2 yards. Halfway through our first quarter, it's 14-7 on your Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. Irian with his 6th rushing attempt in the game, 2 receptions. And again, this is just more what we were expecting out of Sturgis Brown, and I think that's why that play worked so well right out of the gates. You weren't expecting a deep ball from Kano right out of it, and it just caught Yankton flat-footed and went 60 yards. 2nd and 9 here. Scoopers with it at the 31-yard line of the Bucks. Kano looks to throw it now, faces pressure. He's going to be brought down. A sack for Yankton. Drace Gaskins gets the sack, and I was just talking to Gaskins, not this week, but last week, and was saying that he does not have a sack this season. He'd love to get one. Here it is, and what a bigger moment to get it, TJ.
those last two plays we saw the Bucks defensive line show their true colors.
3rd and a long 16 here for the Scoopers offense. That moved the football back to Yankton's 38-yard line. Under 5 to play in the first. Into motion is Graff. Graff will settle on the left side of the line. Kano, a designated quarterback run, slammed to the ground. Nothing going on there as Jackson Kano loses a yard.
Brought down by number 77,
Peyton Eustace just threw him down. Talk about a defensive line making a difference there, TJ, and that's why they say the game is won in the trenches, and right now Yankton has won it on that side of the ball. Sturgis Brown will be forced to punt out of the 4th and 17. It's Jackson Kano's the quarterback and punter. Didn't have much leg on that one as it nears Yankton's 20, goes out around the 23-yard line. And the Bucks have an opportunity to try and give themselves a multiple possession lead.
I think that drive was a lot more what we were all expecting in this game. A hard-fought running drive going up against a hard-nosed Yankton defensive line. But we've got a score of 14-7 already.
Scoring has slowed down a little bit at least. 14-7, just over 4 to play here in the first quarter. Bucks now moving on offense from their own 23, a designed option. Flipping it out last second is Tate Bestie. Sedlacek will see if he got to the original line of scrimmage or not.
They just ran out of room. They ran that option to the short side of the field, and they just didn't have very much room to work with over there.
So Jay Sedlacek, they are going to say he lost a couple yards. That is his first negative play of the game. Now into motion here moves Owen Eidsness. Taking the snap, Bestie fires it to the far side. It's caught and moving up towards the 28-yard line for a nice gain. Abe O'Brien on the reception. They'll mark him out at the 27. They get half of what they needed for a first. It's Abe O'Brien's first catch of the night. 3rd and 6 here for this Yankton offense. Abe O'Brien, a lone receiver on the near side. The one-on-one coverage. Bestie fires it that direction. Going up, Abe O'Brien can't pull it in, falls incomplete. And that will bring up a 4th down and the first punt from Yankton.
Well-executed play. It was a good throw, a good leap for the catch, but he was just too well defended.
And Abe O'Brien, certainly not an easy receiver to guard, as Abe O'Brien, 6'1", and a very lengthy 6'1", but great defense there by Sturgis Brown, who gets their first stop on that side of the football. Liam Villanueva boots this one into the air. It's certainly high up, takes a friendly bounce for Yankton, rolls out around the 34-yard line. It seems like Sturgis Brown is going to start every possession between their own 30 and 40-yard line. A good game here tonight at Crane Youngworth. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm Zach Spear alongside TJ Stotz, owner of the Bone Setter in Yankton, and Eve Hawley helping out on camera and running the stream. Ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line of the Scoopers. And I think this might be the longest field they've had from their own 34. 1st and 10 here. Kano and his squad back out there. They'll go right up the middle. Erie and met by Madden McQuaid. McQuaid gets the stuff, 2nd and 10.
We've seen Sturgis run a lot of plays out and around the end or trying to swing pass out to the side. And as they try to go to the middle, we see why they don't want to do that very much. That Yankton Buck line and then Madden McQuaid coming and filling, it's a tough spot to be in.
And talk about a player who's made tons of improvements since the beginning of the season. Madden McQuaid in at linebacker. He's done a nice job. That pass nearly deflected, but it's caught, and putting the shoulder down and trucking a defender is Cole Litzen. Cole Litzen made Yankton pay for getting in his way. He'll pick up 9 for a 3rd and 1 situation here. Litzen, his second catch, 16 total receiving yards. And as always, the crowd will start the stomp for a 3rd down when Yankton's on defense. We hit the 3-minute mark here on the field. Kano from the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side of the line. The tailback in is Zol Irian, as he has been all game. He'll take the snap, and it's a designated run, but brought down! Going nowhere, Talon Kenny puts him in the dirt. Talon Kenny is going to force him to lose 4 yards, and Jackson Kano has 2 runs, TJ, both for negative yards, and coming into this game, running the football, had 736 yards, 6 yards a carry.
I think that may have been a busted play as they were both moving the same direction. You can't afford to bust a play when you got someone like Talon Kenny coming across that hard.
So Jackson Kano unable to get it. I think you're right, TJ. Did look like a busted play, but the Bucks defense took advantage as this one booted up in the air. Eidsness was set back to return, trying to tell his guys to get away from the football, as this one will roll and end up around the 24-yard line as Yankton's offense back out onto the field after getting stopped in their last possession. 2:08 to play here in the first quarter. 14-7. Yankton leads. They're now on offense. They'll start with the football on their own 24-yard line. We've seen an even mix of 3 pass attempts, 3 rushing attempts from this team. The biggest play was a 47-yard rush from Sedlacek as Bestie looks to throw it, backs up in the pocket, fires it deep into the arms of Owen Eidsness. Eidsness into Sturgis territory. Another big play for this Bucks offense. A 35-yard pickup from Tate Bestie to Owen Eidsness. And right now, Tate Bestie is firing well, looking like an all-conference quarterback that he was just named. To the Sturgis 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Lots going on in the backfield. Sedlacek ends up with it, somehow gets out of the mix, up across the 30, trying to set the edge, can't quite, but still a nice pickup up to the 25-yard line, a 16-yard pickup. Jay Sedlacek. I'm not sure how Jay Sedlacek avoided all of the defenders in that area, just kept bouncing off one player to another, finally took it on the near side. He was a designated run between the numbers, took it outside. Bestie now throwing in the clean pocket, overshot Eidsness.
Bestie's pass to Eidsness falls incomplete.
Bestie's throwing with quite a bit of spunk on his passes tonight. That long pass that he just threw, I don't know that it got much over about 15 feet high, but he must have thrown that ball 40 yards.
And it was a perfect throw to the hands of Eidsness, and I got to give credit to the Bucks offensive line right now. In that last play, Bessie just stood in the pocket. Now Sedlacek up the middle, breaks the first tackle, dives up across to the 22-yard line, picks up 3. Jay Sedlacek is a player we have said a lot throughout the season, but I tell you what, it felt like that Mitchell game to end the regular season, and last week he was a whole nother animal than he had been all season. And he's continued that into this as he's got over 60 rushing yards. Bestie fires it. Hazelhorse goes up, grabs it, makes the play. 1st down, Yankton. From the 22 to the 13, a 9-yard pickup, and Cale Hazelhorse made it look easy. Just simply rose above the defender, pulled it in, and Hazelhorse, 6'4", he's not an easy receiver to guard. 1st and 10 for the Bucks on Sturgis' 13. They'll give it up. Sedlacek on the near side of the field. Follows his blocking up across the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal for Yankton.
Sedlacek rumbles ahead to the 4-yard line. Brought down
Will they say it's 2nd in inches? They will. They'll give him 9.
At this point, it kind of looks like Jay Sedlacek is designing these plays to run into the middle of the line, stop his direction, cut back the other way, and find a gain.
Jay Sedlacek only a couple yards short of 80 yards in the first quarter. 33 seconds to play. Tegan LaCroix, direct snap to the far side, follows his block. He's got it. Touchdown, Yankton. I want to point out Talon Kenny on that play. Talon Kenny is the reason that play happened because Tegan LaCroix tried setting that edge for quite some time, and Kenny just stayed with his block. Without him, that play gets busted up. Instead, it's another Bucks touchdown, 20-0, Yankton on top, as this offense is rolling early at Crane Youngworth. Ortiz on to make it 21-7. The kick is up, and for the third time of the night, the kick is good. 21-7, Yankton leads early on here at Crane Youngworth. A trip to the state championship on the line. We'll be back in a moment with the remainder of the first quarter on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
Yankton Bucks football presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. 21-7 your score on the field. 27 seconds to play in the first quarter. TJ, if you'd have told me 28 points were going to be scored in the first quarter, I would have probably said you're crazy. Instead, we've got a 21-7 game right now.
And I'm surprised at how little the Bucks offense has been on the field. So if Sturgis's strategy was to keep the offense off the field, it's working, except that they're down by 14 right now.
This one scooped up at the 12-yard line. Brody Royer again on the return, cuts it back up middle, crosses the 30 up to the 33-yard line, and as usual, it's where the Scoopers will start on offense. 20 seconds left. We'll see how many plays we got left in the first quarter of action here at Crane. They'll spot the football up right at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Scoopers on offense, who now trail 14 to the Bucks and are probably feeling like they've got to get something rolling. They got out to that immediate 7-0 lead, and it's been 21 straight unanswered points from the Bucks. Trips to the right, a lone receiver to the left. Kano faces some pressure, decides to roll out, tosses it. This one caught near the first down line as Wyatt Marler was in as the back, and Marler ends up with the catch.
Good job by Marler to find a spot open in the field to allow him to get a pass off and turn that loss into a gain.
Marler hit the flats, and as you mentioned, did a nice job just kind of settling into that zone where the defenders weren't. He'll pick up 9 for a 2nd and 1 when we return. After our first quarter of play, it is 21-7. Yankton leads, but the Scoopers with the football with a 2nd and 1 when we return.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
Back at the field, it is 21-7 favoring the Bucks with 12 minutes to play here in the first half of action. Scoopers with the football on offense, a 2nd and 1 on their own 42-yard line. TJ, we talked about coming out quick and getting that passing game rolling. I would say the Bucks have done exactly that.
Well, and starting out with such a big presence by Sedlacek did, in fact, open up that passing game for them.
Kano from the shotgun deep back. Behind him is Marler, and as the back is Kano all day, fires it deep. Gage West off his hands. Had that one. It would have been a huge pickup. Instead, an incomplete pass. It's only the 2nd incompletion from Kano in 9 attempts.
Brennan Gilmore in coverage there did a good job of timing that, was able to knock him just at the last second so they couldn't pull that ball in.
And Gage West was the receiver who had that 60-yard touchdown. He leads his team in receiving yards, but just can't pull that one in. 3rd and 1, and that's one of those situations, 2nd and 1, they're trying to catch Yankton off guard, thinking, oh, it's an obvious run situation. Now 3rd and 1, an empty backfield here for Kano. 2 receivers to each side, a designated quarterback run. Up the middle, he moves it. He's got the first down to the 47-yard line. He falls down. A 5-yard pickup, and that is the first positive gain for Jackson Kano of the night. 1st and 10 for the Scoopers, who move the chains. This Bucks defense, as hot as any defense, not in just AA, but in the state. Again, each of their last 4 games only giving up 7 points in each of those games. Trying to do the same here, but they'd have to shut out Sturgis Brown the remainder of the game. 1st and 10 here, and now a handoff to Marler. It was a delayed handoff as he's tripped up after a pickup of 2. Miles Drotzman, a nice job sticking with him. And after we saw Zoll Irian as the lead back in each of those possessions and really being the bell cow back for this team, we've seen a lot of Wyatt Marler out there now. 2nd and 8. A minute into the second quarter. Sturgis Brown with the football. All receivers set off to the left side. Kano, another designated quarterback run. He's met by Easton Feeser and thrown out of bounds near the line of scrimmage.
Well, Sturgis is going to need to continue to find different ways to mix things up against this strong Bucks defense.
And Kano did lose a yard on that. So now 3 of his 4 carries have went for negative yards. And that really makes drives tricky when you're already in a 2nd and long situation and then you lose a yard. 3rd and 8 for the Scoopers here. Kano from the shotgun looks to throw it across the middle, and the nearest player right there was Austin Johnson. No, excuse me, Brennan Gilmore. They both wear 25, by the way. One's just a JV player. One's, the one who's been out there all season long. But Brennan Gilmore, the closest defender, and really the closest player as it falls incomplete. And our first penalty of the night, it will be a roughing the passer going against Edley Amaro Jr. That is one thing with Edley, a great player. He's picked up a few 15-yarders throughout the season, though, and this one could not be any bigger as it erases a 3rd down stop from the team. 1st and 10 now from the 37 of Yankton. Scoopers move the football. Kano gets it, hands it off. Zolieri, and up the middle, has some room to run. Pops a defender and falls forward after a pickup of 11.
That's where a penalty like that can be so hurtful. The momentum shifts real fast, and you go from 3rd and very long to them picking up a 1st down on the next play.
And now in scoring position, nearing the red zone, are the Scoopers, who, again, they huddle it up. They take their time. Not necessarily a really fast-moving team. And part of that is the game plan. We don't want Yankton's offense out on the field because we know what they can do. A quick pass to the far side. It's caught at the line of scrimmage. Gage West gets it. Picks up a few before he's brought down. 2nd down and about 7 here.
2nd and 7 from the 23.
They move it within the 25-yard line of the Bucks. It's at the 27. 2nd and 7. For the Scoopers here, looking for some points since the first play of the game for them on offense. 2nd and 7. Kano will take the snap. Drops back. Has a wide open receiver around the 20. It's Gage West again. Brings it up to the 15 and another 1st down after a pickup of 8.
Kano's pass to West is complete. Brought down by
and right now you can tell Kano going to the guy he knows. All reliable. Gage West is going to be his guy. When he wants to get things rolling, he's going to go to West. Expect him to throw his way a lot tonight, as West already his 3rd catch of the night. He's got over 70 yards and a touchdown. Zolierian shifts from the right to the left side here of Kano. Kano with it, will hand it off. No, he fakes it, keeps it. Up the middle he goes. Brought down after a pickup of only a couple. 2nd and 8. So Kano now with 5 rushing attempts in this game. And he's definitely a quarterback who runs more frequently than most. But when you've got an athlete like Kano, you might as well use him. 2nd and 8, 7:45 to play in the first half. 21-7, Yankton leads. but the Scoopers threatening to score right now. On second down, Kano has some good blocking, lofts it into the air. It is caught. Wyatt Marler pulls it in for the touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Kano into Wyatt Marler. And right there, Wyatt Marler goes up, makes a play. TJ, he shows why he's on the field, mixing it in with Zolarian.
He made a great grab there. He went up high, came down, landed on his back. So it took a minute for the ref to decide if he was in bounds or not, but there he was, and they score a touchdown.
21-13 now the scores. The Bucks have given up the most points that they have in 5 games. On for the extra try, Isaac Smith. This one nearly blocked, but instead through the uprights it goes. It's a 7-point difference on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. This is Bucks football. When we return, kickoff.
I knew I should have had those brakes checked at Graham Tire. It's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day. And there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
And what a game we have here on our hands. 21-14 Yankton leads, but the Scoopers just got back in the end zone after a 15-yard touchdown pass and a 67-yard drive from Sturgis Brown. 7.5 yet to go in the first half of play here, and there have been plenty of big plays. Thanks for tuning in here tonight, and a big thank you to all of our Yankton Sportscaster Club members, both the video sponsors and our Element sponsors. We couldn't do this without them, so a big thank you to all of them. Isaac Smith kicks this one away. This one will be caught at the Yankton 18-yard line and into the hands of Idness, who crosses the 30, slows it down, brings it up to about the 35, and out of bounds he goes.
Seems like that 35-yard line right at that point is where we all want to return the ball to today.
A lot of 65-yard fields to go. 1st and 10 here for this Bucks offense as they get it right back, and they look to stay hot in this one. Tate Bessie's thrown a touchdown. Tegan LaCroix's ran one in, and Miles Drotzman had one after the interception, the lone turnover of the game. Edley Amaro goes into motion. A flag will fly. And I believe this one will march it back 5 yards. It will. It's on Yankton, 1st and 15. And the penalty against Ben Bowman, the center. As a strong setup on the near side of the field, they'll go to Sedlacek. Patient running. Waits for the hole to develop. Gets up to the 39-yard line. And a 9-yard pickup. Jason Sedlacek is getting near that 100-yard territory, and we've got plenty of time left here in the second quarter.
Well, just as we expected, Jason is going to come out and play a big role in this game today.
Now a handoff, Edley Amaro. He brings it to the far side, and he's brought down by a swarm of Scooper defenders. I think that is the first time I've seen Amaro being brought down for no gain on a carry. 3rd down and 7 for Yankton on the way. I like the play design, but the Scoopers sniffed that one out and were there to pounce on Amaro, who will now sub out. 3rd and 7, 6:35 to play in the first half. Yankton up a touchdown. Whistles will blow. We've got a timeout. Our first Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break as the Scoopers will call the timeout. Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton, locally owned for 4 generations. Call them for water softening and purification. Salt, reverse osmosis needs, and bottled water. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
21-7, Yankton leads, 6:34 to play in our first half, and a big third down coming up here for the Bucks. They've been stopped once on offense, looking to keep it that way. For the Scoopers, after scoring a touchdown, would have a little bit more momentum should they get this stop here. 7 yards is what the Bucks need. They need to get up to the 45-yard line. Bestie from the shotgun takes the snap. He'll roll out on the near side and fires it last second. Throws a strike to Cale Hazelhorst. Up to the Sturgis 45, a 17-yard pickup. And again, TJ, this is the Tate Bestie we were used to seeing earlier in the season, and he's had a great game to start.
Not only is he throwing the ball well, but he's really in sync with his receivers like we saw early.
Now a handoff to Sedlacek, tries to reverse it the opposite direction, backing up with his feet, just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there, 2nd and 10. Brody Bullitt on the tackle for Sturgis Brown. We are halfway through our second quarter of play. Tate Bestie takes the snap. Again, a handoff, a huge hole there for Sedlacek to run through, but it closed up quickly. He picks up 4. TJ, I thought he was going to have 20-plus yards, how that line gave him room to run, but it closed really quick.
It did close very quickly, and a couple of guys got a hold of him and really swung him around pretty big.
3rd and 6 here now for the Bucks. You start getting in close to that. Do we go for it if we pick up a few but don't make it? Sedlacek moves out of the backfield. Bestie launches it. He's got Eidsness. Eidsness falls down to the 23, and another big pickup through the air for the Bucks and a first down. From the 41, and they'll move it all the way up to the, looks like the one official standing at the 21-yard line. It would be a pickup of 20. And now a penalty after a roughing the passer, because I came out and said the ruling on the field, and I was like, well, I thought that was a pretty clean catch to me. But a roughing the passer on Sturgis moves Yankton even closer to the end zone. It was a 19-yard pickup from Bestie to Eidsness, and then a 10.5-yard penalty as Sedlacek moves it up the middle. Gets up to the 5-yard line, 2nd and 4 on the way. The ball was at the 11. They'll put him at the 6, a 5-yard pickup. Taking the snap is best. He gives it up. Sedlacek, plenty of room, dives it into the end zone. Yankton another score. 27-14 off of the run of Jay Sedlacek and TJ. Last week, 171 rushing yards for Jay Sedlacek. He's nearing 100. That's nearly 270 yards. I'd say he was due a touchdown.
It was time, and when they got to within just a few yards of the end zone, it sure felt like they were just going to let him have his touchdown tonight.
27-14, Yankton leads it now with Ortiz, his 4th extra point attempt of the night already. Yankton has scored fast and furiously in this game as it is good. 28-14, your score with 4.5 to play here at Crane Youngworth. We'll take a break. When we return, kickoff on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Talk about an exciting game here in Yankton as the Bucks, the number 1 seed in AA, hosting the number 4 seeded Sturgis Brown Scoopers. I'm Zach Spear alongside TJ Stotes and Eve Hawley, and it's 28-14. The Bucks lead it over the Scoopers. There's been plenty of scoring, 42 points, and last week in the quarterfinals, the game had a total of 19 points. We're at 42, and we've still got 4.5 to play in the first half here. Villanueva out onto the field. He's got a strong leg, puts it to the Scoopers' 10-yard line where Royer picks it up. Trying to reverse to the near side of the field, gets up to the 25, and brought down near the 30. A nice special teams effort there from Yankton. From the 30, this is officially the worst starting field position for the Scoopers all game. And if that's the worst field position that you've started with, you're doing pretty good on special teams. First and 10 for this Sturgis Brown offense from their own 30-yard line. 70 yards they'll need to go. Plenty of time. They've got 2 timeouts as well. They also don't want to try and leave any time. Kano looked like he was going to drop back to pass. Instead brings it forward for a run. He'll pick up a few. Second down. And they'll give him, looks like a 3.5-yard pickup. We'll count it as 3, 2nd and 7. A fairly quick moving first half of action here tonight. 7:49 on the clock. Even with all the scoring, a fast moving game. Under 4 to play now as Kano rolls out on the far side, fires it across his body, somehow squeezed that one in. Litzen will bring it in for a catch and a first down. That one could have been going the other direction, and had it been intercepted, was a pick 6.
That was a pretty risky move. Carter Boomsma made the play on the ball when he didn't even get a hand on it. There was a wide open field. It's lucky he was so close to the sideline, or else he could have gone the other way.
First and 10 for the Scoopers as they move the chains. A quick score update. Pierre T.F. Riggs leads Huron 14-7. 7 minutes left to play in the first half. Sure, that is a great game going on right now. Irian gets the handoff up in the middle. He moves it. Drives forward. Strong legs. Brings it up to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 8. He was met with contact after only about 2 yards picked up and just drove forward for 6 extra. And he's part of the reason this Scoopers offense is more of a slow and methodical moving offense. They don't really rely on those big boom plays, because when you can do that, why would you? 2nd and 2. Ball near midfield here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kano looks to throw it. Met with pressure. Edley Amaro takes him down for the sack. And Edley Amaro makes up for that 15-yard penalty earlier and throws down Kano with a sack. Now a much more difficult 3rd and 7 here for the Scoopers offense. They had a 2nd and 2, lost 5 on the sack. Edley Amaro Jr. comes up big for his team. Sturgis Brown does not want to give the ball up to Yankton, who will receive the second half kickoff as well. Kano had some time, now rolls it out of the pocket. Loads up, puts everything he's got into it, and this one caught Royer! Royer will walk it into the end zone. A 56-yard play. Royer just simply went up and beat his defender, pulls it in. 28-20 your score. The Scoopers bring it within a 1-possession game. What a game here so far tonight.
And what a play there. Kano had to put everything he had into that ball, and he delivered it right on target. And then on the receiving end, it was a battle between Carter Boomsma and him for that catch.
Royer just simply snatched that one out of the air. And Isaac Smith, his 3rd extra point attempt, our 7th of the game, is good as both teams stay perfect kicking. It's 28-21, 2:18 to play in the first half. The Bucks to receive a kickoff and another opportunity to score and extend their lead heading into our Vichay Yankton halftime. We'll be back in just a moment.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting Vishay Career.
28-21 your score here. Bucks lead, but the Scoopers are not going away without a fight. Both teams know what is on the line, a trip to the Dakota Dome in Vermilion, home of the USD Coyotes, and a possible championship coming their way. Winner of this game will take on the winner of the Huron Pier game that is currently going on. Last we checked, it was 14-7, favoring the Governors, who have made 8 straight championship games, won the first 7, and lost for the first time in 8 years last year as the runner-up in Double-A. Smith with a onside kick attempt, and that one goes out of bounds. TJ, though, Yankton was nowhere near that one, and that one could have been dangerous.
And they did have someone flying fast after that ball. He just wasn't quite able to get there and stop it from going out of bounds.
So flag on the play as this was kicked out of bounds. And they will march the football up here for the Bucks, and a short field they'll be given, a 10-yard penalty. Or excuse me, 5-yard penalty. But still good starting field position for the Bucks. They start it from their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. They've got just over 2 minutes to play. And they'll add a couple seconds for them as well. But Yankton with all 3 timeouts, an offense that usually doesn't take up much more than 2 minutes, even when they don't need to move quick. Bestie from the shotgun. Amaro will help as a blocker as Jason Lachek wrapped up and thrown down at the 30. Gage West has made his impact on this game as it is a loss of about 9 yards. They'll say an 8-yard loss. But a 2nd and 18 certainly makes things more difficult for Yankton. Gage West, what a player for the Scoopers here tonight, TJ. We've seen him mostly making plays on the offensive side. Comes up big on that one. 2nd and 18. Feels like a passing situation, but we've seen the Bucks run it on these type of plays. Shifting in the pocket is Bessie, just lobs it out of bounds. It'll fall incomplete. 3rd and 18 here.
Well, after Jason Lachek got hit in the backfield so hard, so deep, Yankton just felt like they just weren't quite sure what to do on that play. No one looked set or ready to go.
3rd and what feels like forever. They need to get up to their own 49-yard line from the 31. Bestie fires it deep in the middle and nowhere near O'Brien. It's incomplete as Bestie fires his 4th incomplete pass of the night. And a stop here for Sturgis Brown, who could tie this ball game up heading into the half. And with this game at this point, nothing would quite surprise me. 94 seconds to play here in the first half of action left. Villanueva on the field here, 2 punted away. Royer is the return man as he'll call for a fair catch at his own 26, 25-ish yard line. And now it feels like a more normal starting field position compared to they've been across their own 30 every time. A long field, but Sturgis Brown with a couple of timeouts. They'll try to play it well and send it to the half as a tie ball game.
Coming into tonight, we didn't expect Sturgis to run quite so many plays looking downfield, but they have been looking downfield quite a bit today, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen here.
1st and 10, the Scoopers have it on their own 26-yard line. Kano takes a snap. He'll hand it off up the middle. They drive it, and still on his feet is Irian. Irian gets a pickup of 7 or 8. It took nearly half the Bucks defense to bring him down. That was a tough run there, TJ. 2nd and 3 as Arian picks up 7. It's a group effort bringing him down. Kano, a quick pass on the near side. It's caught. Graff. Graff dives forward, brings it up across the 40, and it's a first down, a pickup of 8. And for Sturgis Brown, it feels like that run, they're kind of testing the waters of what we can get here, because if we're going to be stopped right away, we want to run the clock and not give Yankton an opportunity. Now with that first down, they're able to kind of maybe run more of that hurry-up offense, and now the whistle will blow. A timeout called by Coach Kletki of the Scoopers, and another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
My name is Len Peterson, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. I think a big difference that Elkhorn Valley Bank offers customers is a quick turnaround in loan decision. We try to make a quick and accurate decision for our customers so they can get quick answers and run their businesses as smoothly as they can. A community banker builds a relationship, plain and simple. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting VishayCareers.com. Vishay is an equal opportunity employer. Vishay, the DNA of tech.
Back to the field just in time for this play. Quick out of the timeout. They move it. A quick catch to Cole Litzen for the Scoopers. They'll pick up 5 yards, and they'll get out of bounds as Litzen with the 4th catch of the night. He leads his team in catches and leads the entire game in receptions. 39 seconds to play here for the Scoopers. 2nd and 5. They're at their own 45. They're not a team who attempts many field goals, so they feel like they've got to get it all the way to the end zone. Kano drops back, lofts this one high up to Gage West, put too much on it, though. And it falls incomplete. Credit to Jackson Kano in tonight's game, though. That is only his 3rd incomplete pass of the night. Now, one of those was a pick 6, which, of course, a lot worse than your normal incompletion, but Kano has been really good tonight. And we knew he would put on a show. 3rd and 5 here, Bucks defense looking for a stop on this Scoopers offense. Kano works it from the shotgun, and a quick pass on the far side. It's caught. Gage West brings it into Yankton territory after a pickup of 10.
Sturgis is using a great mix of swing passes, short 5 to 10 yard passes, and then throwing in the occasional 20-plus yard pass. And it's keeping Yankton on their toes right, or a little bit off balance, actually. And he's completing a lot of passes tonight.
And this is a Yankton defense who's really dominated the second half of the season, but the Scoopers right now not struggling too much with it. They've already put up 21 in this game, trying to march it in and score one final time before the half. As Kano from the shotgun, he'll put it in the middle. Graff, the intended target, it's high.
Kano's pass to Graff falls incomplete. Number 14, Kale Hazelhorst in coverage.
Hazelhorst, the defender there, and Hazelhorst, talk about a ball hawk there, leads his team in interceptions this season. And I talked about that with Coach Muth, how him and Tegan LaCroix have a competition. Tegan LaCroix's 1 interception shy of Hazelhorst after he had a 3-interception game that brought him right back into that battle. A friendly competition, but Muth loves it. He says, we love making everything a competition, as Kano will just tuck the football and run with it into the Yankton 40 to the 38, and it'll be 3rd and short. And now the final timeout called by Coach Kletki of the Scoopers. If you're Yankton, you're probably okay with that. That play ran a good 7-8 seconds off the clock, and it's going to force the final timeout called by Coach Kletki and the Scoopers. Now, if they get a first down and they're tackled in bounds, they're going to have to hurry up and try and spike it. And if they don't get a lot of yards, you're not in field goal range yet. So right now, 16 seconds on the clock. TJ, if you're on the flip side, if you're on offense, what are you looking to do here?
About the only thing you can do here is try to get a quick out and get the ball out of bounds, set yourself up a few more yards downfield, and go for one final play of the half.
We'll see if we do get a quick out route. And then if it falls incomplete, you got to start thinking, well, we're at the Bucks 38-yard line. Does Kano have enough of an arm to just throw it all the way down there? By the time an incomplete pass or something like that happens, then a Hail Mary, you pretty much leave no time on the clock. We'll see how the Scoopers play this one. Or do you just take 2 deep shots here? We saw Royer just simply snatch one and pull it in for a touchdown. That one was a 56-yarder. Kano has shown he can put some air under the football. 3rd and 3 here as Kano takes a snap. It's a quick screen pass caught by Litzen. Litzen up across to the 35, Out of bounds he goes, and it will move the chains. They got exactly what they needed, 5 yards, only 4 seconds taken off. Cole Litzen with his 5th catch now in the game.
1st and 10 from the 35.
1st and 10 here for the Scoopers. They're on the Yankton 35-yard line. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Kano lobs this one up into the air. Another opportunity as Royer can't come down with it. Boomsma was juggling it, had it behind his back there, and almost came up with the circus interception. Sturgis is just lucky that one fell incomplete.
Boomsma can be very, very fun to watch. He was running backwards, has his hand up behind him, was able to knock the ball, but somehow juggled it down and around his back before it fell to the ground.
Had he got that in, if he somehow pulled that in, that would have been catch of the year. 2nd and 10 here from the 35. The Scoopers work it. Kano moves out of the pocket, just looking for anything. He'll throw it towards the end zone. It falls incomplete as that will wrap up our half. Jackson Kano, 22 pass attempts there in the first half. Completely unexpected out of this Scoopers team, but it's worked well for them. 28-21 is your score as we enter the Vishay Yankton halftime show. Coming up, halftime stats, what we saw in the game. And we've got our highlighted player of the week interview in Austin Conway. You'll want to stick around. It's a really great interview as back-to-back weeks of interviewing offensive linemen. And very different interviews, but very good ones. You'll want to keep it here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family. We have an experienced and caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments. We take pride in educating our patients. Whether you need fillings, crowns or bridges, dental implants, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox, come visit us at 1818 Broadway Avenue. And remember, we take care of the entire family.
Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Groups, bedroom groups by Laguna, and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area.
The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress, Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration in Yankton, Mitchell, and Norfolk and surrounding areas is the call you need to make when you need your carpets, ductwork, or a trauma cleanup. With 24-hour emergency services for fire and water, mold mitigation, and reconstruction services for residential and commercial properties. Locally owned and operated at 220 East 3rd Street in Yankton.
When your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech.
Welcome to the Vishay Yankton Halftime Show. Vishay Yankton, building the DNA of tech. All the stats, game trends, and everything Yankton Bucks football now.
And with all your halftime stats, game trends, and what to know, it's your Vishay Yankton Halftime Show. Vishay Yankton, define the world's future. Vishay Electronic Components bring to life the world's most important products. Products that touch lives everywhere, every day. Vishay, building the DNA of tech. For your halftime stats, we'll start with the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. Running the football, Zoll Irian, 10 carries for 48 yards, a 4.8 yard per carry average. Jackson Cano has 7 attempts that have gone for 13 yards, and we saw 1 rushing attempt for Wyatt Marler, and he got 2 yards on that carry. Jackson Cano has just been slinging the football here tonight. 16 for 22, 216 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Not so bad out of a high school quarterback, would you say, TJ?
No, it's been a fantastic game so far, a fun one to watch. Both quarterbacks are stepping into the ball and really throwing hard. Both of them are stepping up for their team. I don't think this was quite the game that we were expecting to see tonight. Both teams are out here to prove something tonight. The Yankton's here to prove that they deserve to be number one. Sturgis is here to prove that they deserve to be here tonight.
And catching the football for the Scoopers, Ethan Graff, 2 catches for 11 yards. Cole Litzen, 5 receptions, 34 yards. Brody Royer has 1 catch. It was that 56-yard touchdown catch. Gage West with 4 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Zoll Arian has grabbed a couple for 10 yards. And Wyatt Marler, 2 for 24 yards and a touchdown. 2 penalties so far on the Scoopers that have went for 16 yards. For the Yankton Bucks, rushing the football, Jason Lachek just quite couldn't get the 100-yard mark at the half. 12 attempts for 93 yards and a touchdown. Still a very impressive performance for him here to start this one. Just has been running the football all over Sturgis Brown, nearly 8 yards per carry. Edley Morrow had 1 rushing attempt. It was stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and Tegan LaCroix, 1 attempt, 4 yards and a touchdown. Throwing the football, Tate Bestie is 6 for 10 for 106 yards and 1 touchdown. Catching the football, Owen Eidsness, 2 receptions for 54 yards. Cale Hazelhorse, 2 for 26 yards. Abel Bryan with 1 catch for 6 yards. And Carter Boomsma had 1 big catch and it was for 20 yards and a touchdown. For the Bucks, 20 penalty yards off of only 2 penalties. And for a team that is usually closer to 8, 9, maybe even 10 penalties per game, I'm sure they're not too unhappy with having only 2 here tonight. But TJ, what a first half, 28-21. We saw 49 points combined between the two teams. What did you see from each side?
Well, Sturgis came out hard and fast, and we didn't expect that from them. They really are changing their look up. They're switching up what they're running. Sometimes they'll swing it, sometimes they'll go through the middle. They're doing a good job of keeping this Bucks defense off balance a little bit. Yankton, on the other hand, they're struggling to control the line of scrimmage, which is what we would have expected. I think we'll look for them to do a better job of that come up in the second half.
And it's been a lot of scoring here so far tonight. Again, 28-21 your score. The Bucks lead it. They will receive the second half kickoff. So with the lead and getting that second half kickoff, I mean, you can really build a lot of momentum in that. And this game really, I mean, started out, Sturgis Brown had every last bit of momentum, and then Yankton just scored 21 unanswered points, gave themselves a lead, and it felt like they had all the momentum. Sturgis Brown said, not so fast. We're going to bring it back. We're going to score. And it's just been a back and forth. This is exactly what you hope for out of playoff football. I mean, really, just an impressive night from each side. You can tell what is on the line. Neither team wants to end their season tonight. Quick score update in the Huron-Pierre game. At the half, it's 14-7 favoring Pierre TF Riggs. I got a chance to sit down and chat with one of the players for the Bucks. It was junior Austin Conway, who was named to that all-conference team. We'll take a listen to that chat right now. During our Vichy Yankton halftime show, this week's highlighted player of the week is junior Austin Conway. Austin, your team coming off a win over Spearfish. What went well for you and the guys in that game?
It felt great. We were just the more dominant team, and just the week of practice, we knew that we were going to go out there and be the best team, and it just felt great.
Your team ran for over 200 yards. What's that say about how well you and the rest of the line were able to push their defensive front?
It felt great. I mean, we pushed them around, we did our jobs, and we got, in my opinion, the best running back in the state behind us running, so it felt great.
Now, as a lineman, you don't always get the glory you might deserve. So that being said, in your opinion, what's the most important position in football?
I got to say O-line. If you don't have a great O-line, quarterback can't throw, running back can't run.
And if given the opportunity, what would you prefer to get in a game, a pancake block or a single rushing attempt from the 1 yard line?
Oh, I don't know. Coach Huber would want me to say a pancake block, but I gotta say a rushing touch. I'm getting in the end zone if I'm on the 1 yard line.
You gotta stay true to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Now coming up, you host the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. What are you looking to see in this one?
We're just looking for another dominant week, especially up front. We know we're the better matchup, and we know we're the better front five, and we know what we're gonna do.
And you were just recognized for great play on the season as you were named an all-conference offensive lineman in just your junior year. Was this one of your goals for the year?
Yeah, it was one of my goals for the year, but definitely not my main goal. My main goal is it's a great accomplishment, especially as a junior, but kind of just looking past it a little bit right now. We're gonna get to the dome. We're trying to win a state championship. That's the main goal.
And I asked Drace this last week. I'll ask you too. If your whole team competed in the Oklahoma drill, who's going to be the winner?
Oh, me. If you want to watch anything over by the offensive line drill, it's me.
Drace told me it might be Matt McQuaid. What do you think about that?
Absolutely not. No way.
Are you pancake blocking him?
Yeah.
Well, Austin, appreciate the time. Thanks for the chat, and good luck in the semifinals.
Thank you.
FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration in Yankton, Mitchell, and Norfolk and surrounding areas is the call you need to make when you need your carpets, ductwork, or a trauma cleanup. With 24-hour emergency services for fire and water, mold mitigation, and reconstruction services for residential and commercial properties. Locally owned and operated at 220 East 3rd Street in Yankton.
When your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech.
MT&RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. Ladies, come into the store for all your new fall clothing needs. There's Tribal, there's Lulu Bee, Ethel, and Southern Lady. The nursery has everything you need for gift giving, baptism, copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, toddlers, clothing, and boys and girls Under Armour to size 7. Don't forget toys and little golden books. Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
The Bone Setter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bone Setter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you a pic so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
As we return, 28-21 Bucks lead at the half. It's time for your Halftime Beyond the Game, brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. When you want comfort, you want Kalen's. So outside of football here tonight, there was an oral interpretation varsity invitational against Mitchell at Mitchell High School. Nothing going on this weekend, but on Monday, a Yankton Middle School Veterans Day program at the Middle School South Gym from 9 to 10 a.m. The public is invited, and there will be refreshments in the cafeteria following the assembly. High school girls basketball player meeting from 3:10 to 3:50. That is a sign-up meeting. A high school wrestling concussion baseline tests at the high school computer lab, 3:45 to 5 o'clock. Again, this is Monday the 10th. There will be a Yankton School District School Board meeting in Admin Boardroom 131 from 5 to 7. Young Gazelles basketball camp, 6:30 to 8. At the Middle School North Gym, and a high school athletic booster club meeting, 7 to 8 o'clock. No school on Tuesday, November 11th, in observance of Veterans Day. Then on to Wednesday, November 12th, high school debate informational meeting at Mr. Haar's classroom. That's room 121, 3:15 to 4 o'clock is the time for that. Then the middle school 8th grade football end-of-season awards, 3:25 to 4:15. College signing for Yankton High School athletes, from 3:30 to 4:30. And I do want to shout out Gavin Johnson, who will sign with Mount Marty for baseball. He's been a crucial part of this Bucks football team as well. Then Thursday, November 13th, high school boys basketball players meeting. It's a sign-up meeting, high school room 123, from 3:15 to 3:45. And then a young Bucks boys basketball camp from 6:15 to 7:30. Of course, that brings us to next Friday and a possible state championship appearance for the Bucks and an oral interpretation varsity event, the Warrior Invite against Sioux Falls, Washington at Sioux Falls, Washington High School. We are hoping to be calling more Bucks football at this time next week, as that means they are competing for a state championship. Again, that was Halftime Beyond the Game, brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, as we wrap up our Vichay Yankton halftime show. The second half just about ready to get started. And while I do have the opportunity, I would like to give our condolences to the Viborg-Hurley community after the passing of Kobe Sherman, who had battled cancer and passed away on the 5th. Again, our hearts go out to the Viborg-Hurley community after that. 12 minutes to play here in the third quarter as it's been put on the board. Halfway through, the Bucks lead it by a touchdown. 28-21 the score. Yankton trying to get back to the Dome. Hasn't been too long since they made a championship game. Only a couple years ago. But that doesn't make it any different, as Bucks play a very senior-heavy team, so most of these players weren't really on the field during that trip. Now, of course, they could be on the sidelines and felt that experience, and they know what it's like, and they want to get to that championship game. Second half is officially here as Isaac Smith puts this one into the turf, and it's bobbled around the 30-yard line and just scooped up by the Bucks at the 28-yard line. And just a smart play. You see that ball hit the ground, you just make sure to pick it up right away. Tegan LaCroix on the return and really was just grabbing the football and making sure you don't turn it over. Bucks will start on their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10. A strong formation here with Edley Amaro as the H-back, Jay Sedlacek as the running back. A high snap reeled in, and they'll hand it off. Jay Sedlacek burst through with speed across the 40, a 10-yard run right out of the gates. And it went for more. Over 100 yards now is Jay Sedlacek.
That's exactly how the Bucks wanted to start this second half. Get the ball into the hands of Jay Sedlacek and let him run for a nice, strong first down.
From the 27, they move it up to the 47. A 20-yard pickup from Sedlacek. And another set of downs here for Yankton, but some movement, and the flags will fly as now the field littered with laundry.
Never wanted to jinx it, but we had gone this far into the game without our offensive line getting the 5-yard penalty.
That is the third penalty on Yankton so far in the game. That'll bring them back to a 1st and 15 now. Again, they started this second half with a 20-yard run by Jay Sedlacek, who has eclipsed 100 yards and has a touchdown in this game. He's really made his impact felt. 1st and 15, Bestie pump fakes one way, looks the other, shifts and moves in the pocket, now decides to hang on to himself before thrown down around the 46-yard line. He'll pick up a few yards. They'll give him 3, and that is Tate Bestie's first official run of the night, TJ.
Great decision there to pull up that ball in and just try to pick up a few extra yards. Little late getting that ball tucked away. I was nervous for him, but he was able to successfully pick up 3 yards.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bestie rolls out towards the 3 side, now fires it low. Owen Eidsness scoops it up, brings it across into Sturgis territory to the 40-yard line. It's a first down for Yankton. A 14-yard pickup. That one was nearly in the turf, but Eidsness did a nice job getting his hands under it. And Yankton is moving the football with back-to-back first downs. A minute here into the third quarter where they lead 28-21. Receivers on each side, it doesn't matter. Sedlacek gets it, ran into trouble outside of the line, moved it back into the 35, picks up half of what he needs for a first, 5 yards on the carry. Cole Litzen made the tackle. The most receptions in the game as well for him. 2nd and 5 for Yankton. They're on the Sturgis 35-yard line. Now, out of there is Tate Bestie went into motion. They'll hand it off to Sedlacek. The stiff arm works. Up across to the 29 and another Bucks first. An odd play design there, TJ. When you see Tate Bestie going into motion to the outside, you're thinking, what on earth is going on here? A quick snap, and Tegan LaCroix takes it. He's got to run, and he's got some room. A pickup of 10+, and Yankton is nearing the end zone. A 12-yard pickup. It is Tegan LaCroix's second rushing attempt of the night. He's got 16 yards and a touchdown. 2 minutes and 6 seconds here into the second half. Yankton moves it quickly. From the shotgun here is Tate Bestie, takes the snap, hands it off Sedlacek, waits for something to develop, and drives it forward. Still on his feet, and he's brought down. Looks like he maybe picked up 4 yards. Second and 6 on the way. Sedlacek with 4 rushing attempts here already in the second half. 36 yards it's went. He'll get another this time. Not much luck as he gets brought down around the 15 and loses a couple. They'll put him down at the 14. It's 3rd and 7 after the loss of 1. Yankton again just moving about as quick as an offense can. They don't want to let Sturgis Brown get set up. And it looks like there's some confusion on the Scooper side as Tegan LaCroix is the quarterback in here. Takes the direct snap. He'll fire it to the far side. It's caught. Owen Eidsness stays in bounds. He dives forward, and it's a first down. Tegan LaCroix.
So often when we see Tegan LaCroix lined up behind the quarterback, he's got plenty of blockers to run in front of him, but that time they spread it all the way out. We're able to throw to the sideline and pick up a first down.
Exactly what I was just going to say, TJ. You run it enough with Tegan LaCroix, it kind of becomes what they just default. They assume it's going to be that, and it works well. Yankton picks up the first down. 1st and goal here. Tate Bestie back in as quarterback. Hands it off Sedlacek. Sedlacek upended at the 5-yard line. He picks up 2. Well, that's one he certainly felt. So Yankton with 2nd and goal. They need 5 yards to push it into the end zone and to make it a 2-possession game once again. Eidsness and Easton Feeser in the backfield alongside Bestie in a wing formation that we don't see often. The handoff here will go to Easton Feeser, shoots through up the middle. He maybe got a yard before he gets driven back. 3rd and goal on the way. I don't think one time yet this season we have seen a wing formation for the Bucks with Easton Feeser and Owen Eidsness in the backfield. Now a 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line here. Tate Bestie has Feeser a step behind him and to the left, takes the snap, drops back. This one deflected at the line of scrimmage and it falls incomplete. Something we don't see often is that deflected pass there, and now out onto the field is Kevin Ortiz, and that means the Bucks are going for the field goal to make this a 2-possession game from the 4-yard line. This will make this about a 21-yard attempt, and for Ortiz, who's perfect on the night for extra points, we'll see if he can knock it through and put his team up 10 points. The Sturgis crowd making some noise trying to get in Ortiz's head. Boots it up and through. It's good. Kevin Ortiz with the field goal, our first of the night, as the Bucks extend their lead. It's 31-21 here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
31-21 your score on your Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. The Bucks lead this one, but this game is certainly anything but over. 7:22 to play here in our third quarter of action. The Bucks lead, and they'll be kicking away for the Sturgis Brown Scoopers, their first offensive set here of the second half. The Scoopers at 21 points already. Not a team that's necessarily scored a lot per game, but have in this one. Running up to kick it is Liam Villanueva. On the far side, it'll be picked up by Royer at the 10-yard line of the Scoopers. Shifts forward and then met by a few different defenders. Couldn't quite bring it to the 30-yard line.
Brought down by number 33, Chase Platt, and number 8, Carson Kroll.
Chase Platt and Carson Kroll credited with the tackles. And from their own 28-yard line, the Scoopers will start this offensive set. Jackson Kano had an incredible first half. We'll see if he can keep up the great play for his side, who now trails by 2 possessions. 31-21, it's 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Kano from the shotgun. A run play here as he's met behind the line of scrimmage and thrown down.
Kano was brought down by number 9,
Talon Kenny, another big defensive stop here.
Talon Kenny doing a great job shedding that blocker and not giving him anywhere to get to the outside.
That'll make it a 2nd and 12 here for this Sturgis offense. Kenny just one of those players. The Bucks are so glad he's on their team and not the opponents. Kano again from the shotgun. This time looks to throw it. A pass to the far side of the field. It's caught by Royer. He'll bring it up to the 34-yard line, a pickup of 8, and a much more manageable 3rd down on the way.
Kano's pass to Royer is complete. Brought down by number 1, Carter Muth.
And they will credit him with exactly 8 yards. That was the 23rd pass attempt from Jackson Kano in this one. On the flip side, Bestie only with 12 pass attempts, and Yankton usually way outpaces in pass attempts against their opponents, but it's been kind of a flip game. Sturgis Brown, 3rd and 5 here. With the football, Kano just lofts it up. Litzen can't pull in the one-hander, and a stop by the Bucks defense.
Number 15, Miles Drotzman in coverage. Brings up 4th down.
Drotzman was right there with Litzen. Litzen was trying to make the diving effort, could get one hand on it, but it wasn't enough to pull it in. And the punting unit out with Owen Eisner set to return for the Bucks. If you're looking for more football action, we're also covering Freeman Marion Freeman Academy on 5-Star, streaming on YouTube. A fake punt, but the throw is high. The pass attempt well high, incomplete in a 4th down turnover. And the Bucks special teams gets the stop. TJ, I'm a little shocked that Sturgis Brown went for that and now gives Yankton great field position here from the Scoopers' 34-yard line.
Well, to their credit, I think Sturgis had all of us confused on that play, including the Bucks defense. I think there was a little less of the Bucks defense stopping them as they just didn't execute the pass.
So 1st and 10 now for the Bucks, who take over on the Sturgis 34-yard line. Owen Eidsness runs all the way across the field from the near side to the far. Now a handoff up the middle. Jason Lachek got through the line, lowers his shoulder as he always does. It's like he runs out of his way to find the contact. Picks up about 15. 1st down, Yankton. Again, I think he looks for contact, TJ. I really do.
I think he was looking for more, but he just ran out of field. He ran out of bounds instead of got tackled.
A 13-yard pickup for Sedlacek. He's been running hard all game as best he takes the snap, fakes it to Sedlacek, rolls out across the middle. That one in and out of the defender's hands, should have been picked off. Luckily for Yankton, it's just incomplete as that one just hit the chest of Seth Burton of the Scoopers. The lucky part for Yankton is there was the receiver and the defender ran right by. He wasn't really expecting this ball to come near him, but then hits him in the chest plate, and he's feeling I could have had a huge play for my team. 2nd and 10 after the misfire there for the Bucks. Eisnes again will shift to the far side here, backing up, and a hard arm into this one. Boomsma brings it in! Carter Boomsma, another touchdown. Boomsma goes the dynamite.
Great play by Yankton there with the motion by Eisnes. He shifted off to the left side of the field and almost just stood there. Meanwhile, Boomsma found himself wide open, and then you see all three of them come together for a celebration in the end zone.
37-21, that makes your score. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Yankton currently leading over the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. Now a commanding lead for the Bucks, who are inching closer and closer to a championship appearance. Extra point is good. It's 38-21. Your Bucks lead it on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice-cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area. Guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Boomsma gets his second touchdown of the night to put the Bucks up 38-21. Yankton kicks it away, and Sturgis Brown with lots of work to do. Royer scoops it up at his own 5-yard line up to the 15, brings it on the near side, swarmed at his 17, and he's thrown down. Not much on the return there for Brody Royer. And Chase Platt and Brennan Gilmore combined to bring him down, as now an 83-yard field to go for this Scoopers offense, who has not scored in the second half of action. Just halfway through the third quarter of action, it's 38-21, the lead belonging to the Bucks. Right now it feels like Sturgis needs points. You're down 17 to a very good Yankton team. Kano drops back. He's going to be brought down. A sack for the Bucks. On the sack there, Brennan Gilmore.
Brendan Gilmore just kind of came flying in what seemed like out of nowhere, almost last minute on that, where Kano was sitting in the pocket just too long, and Gilmore was able to get there.
2nd and 16 here. As I was just saying, Sturgis, it's got to feel like now or never, as we are deep into the third quarter. You're down 17. Kano rolls and fires to the far side of the field. It's dropped. That one just straight up dropped by Cole Litzen. And Jackson Kano, who was lighting it up in the first half, right now is 1 for 4, 8 yards in the second half. 3rd and 16 here, as the Bucks defense just not looking to give up that big play here. For the Scoopers, not used to being in these far back situations, and they don't necessarily thrive in these situations. They need to get up to Yankton's 27-yard line as Kano fires it, and it's well beyond his receiver, incomplete. And 4th down here, the Bucks defense comes up big, and right now feels like the Bucks getting the football can really give themselves a great chance at reaching the Dome next week. It has been a complete game for Yankton so far, and they look to continue that way. This offense, we said, in the last few weeks has not quite been clicking. It's been clicking tonight, TJ. Kano to boot this one away. Puts it in the air. It's going to stay on the Sturgis side of the field. And Yankton, again, great starting field position as it'll roll around the 42-yard line of the Scoopers. Less than half the field for this Bucks offense to go. 4:54 to play here in the third quarter of action. The Bucks lead this one 38-21. They've got the football in Sturgis territory.
Tegan LaCroix in at quarterback.
LaCroix as quarterback. 4 receivers set out to the left. 1 to the right is LaCroix. It's a designated run. Has the speed. Crosses the 30. Follows his block. 1 man to beat across the 10. Touchdown, Tegan LaCroix. A flag on the play, though. We'll still watch the replay. But we'll wait to see what the penalty. And the penalty's on Yankton. It's a hold, a 10-yard penalty. That one stings just a little bit as you felt like all momentum just shifted to Yankton after that Tegan LaCroix run. But the hold, a 10-yard penalty for Yankton as they march the football back into Yankton's side of the field to the 49-yard line. It'll be a 9-yard penalty as it was, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, but it's going to push it back the line of scrimmage 9 yards. 1st and 19 here for the Bucks. Again, the same setup as they had before as Tegan LaCroix gets it, fires it to the far side. Owen Ives is behind the line of scrimmage, makes the grab, crosses back up, nearing the midfield. And that was a lot of running, but no gain. Deanna Ekoffey on the tackle for Sturgis Brown has 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter of action. Yankton up 17 points as working from the shotgun. Bestie back in as quarterback, the senior for the Bucks and the all-conference player. Steps back into the pocket, was trying to roll out across his body, just fires this one out of bounds, incomplete. Bestie 2 for 4 here in the second half.
Got to hand it to Drace Gaskins there. He was single-handedly kept Bestie out of trouble there and bought Bestie as much time as he possibly could. But Sturgis secondary just had everybody covered up.
So 3rd and a long 19, short 20. Either way, the Bucks need to get to the 33-yard line of the Scoopers here. Bestie with receivers on each side. A delayed handoff to Jason Lachek, who initially had a big opening. He'll bullet in to the 48-yard line of the Scoopers, a 4-yard pickup. Nowhere near enough to move the chains, and 4th down for the Bucks, who will be forced to punt this one away. Sturgis Brown feels like they got a much-needed stop. Brody Royer set to return this one. It's Liam Villanueva booting it away for the Bucks. We've seen him at times pin teams within their own 10-yard line. Another all-conference player right there for special teams. This one to the far side of the field. It took one bounce nearing the 20-yard line of the Scoopers. Went out of bounds. No opportunity for a return there for Sturgis Brown. We do have a player down on the field, and it is Sturgis Brown, as we'll take the camera away from that, and we'll take a quick break and be back in just a moment here.
For whatever plumbing needs that come your way, trust your local guys at Pfeiffer Plumbing and Heating of Yankton. Leaky faucets, boilers, or anything in between. Rest assured it'll get done the right way. Looking for new plumbing? You got it. Pfeiffer Plumbing and Heating takes care of residential and commercial, from houses to hospitals to banks. Pfeiffer Plumbing and Heating of Yankton takes away the stress and provides great results. Locally owned and operated, and proud to support Yankton Athletics.
And back to the field for the Scoopers. They start with it on their own 20-yard line, but it will be a snap infraction against the Scoopers. Their 3rd penalty backs them up to 1st and 15, as after that injury timeout, they got moving awfully quickly on the field. 3:22 to play here in the third. Bucks lead 38-21 over the Sturgis Brown Scoopers, who have the football now backed up to their own 15-yard line. Need to get something rolling here on offense. Jackson Kano from the shotgun, a quick pass to the far side, making a move and up to the original line of scrimmage there before being brought out of bounds is Litzen.
Kano's pass to Litzen is complete.
So they'll get a 5-yard pickup there, 2nd and 10. Litzen with his 6th catch of the game, his 3rd straight reception going for 5 yards. Whistles are blowing, not sure as they'll say he was out of bounds. So they're going to put 8 seconds back on the clock, 3:11 now. And you probably think Sturgis Brown okay with having a little extra time, as they need multiple scores here to get back into this one. Yankton showing sign of blitz is both McQuaid, and now they pull back. Kano hanging on to the option for a while before flipping out to Zol Irian. Irian runs it out of bounds. Picks up a few. 3rd down here for Sturgis Brown.
Sturgis doing a good job with their run game the last couple of plays, but they're just not giving themselves very much room as they're stretching it all the way to the sideline.
And 4-yard pickups are usually great in the run game. When you're trailing 17 late in the 3rd quarter, feels like you just need a little bit more than that. 3rd and 5 here for the Scoopers. Kano will take the snap, looks to throw it into the middle in traffic. This one pulled in by Gage West up to the 39-yard line. Gage West has had some impressive catches here in tonight's game. Moves the chains for his team, and as I was just saying, those 4-yard runs normally are great. Feel like you need something more, and they just got something with a 14-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Scoopers. They work it on their own 39-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Kano. 2 receivers on each side. Pump fakes to the far side. Lofts it up deep. This one caught Gage West. 1 man to beat across the 10. He'll pull it in for a touchdown. A 61-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Kano to Gage West, and it's just what the Scoopers needed to get back into this one. 38-27, your new score. What a throw by Jackson Kano, and that pump fake just was enough to get Yankton to bite so West could get by his defender.
And he was hit right in stride, and so he was able to just keep sprinting right downfield. Hazelhurst was able to catch up to him, gave him a good shove, but just didn't have enough on that shove to get him out of bounds.
That is Gage West's 2nd reception that went for over 60 yards and a touchdown. Isaac Smith, the extra point attempt, and we stay perfect on the kicking here tonight. It's 38-28, 2:30 to play in our 3rd quarter of action. Yankton Bucks football presented by First Dakota National Bank on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Returning back to the field, it's 38-28. Yankton leads Sturgis Brown. 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, but a 61-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Kano into the hands of Gage West. Another score update as entering the 4th quarter of action, Huron trails Pierre 28-7. Pierre is 1 quarter away from their 9th straight championship appearance. Smith into the ground it goes. It'll bounce up and now past all of the Yankton Bucks. Scooped up by LaCroix at the 14-yard line. A broken play. Breaks a tackle and he's pushed out at the 20-yard line.
He's run out of bounds at the 20-yard line by number 5, Landon Lyons. 1st and 10 for your Bucks.
Bucks will start with the football on their own 20-yard line, and a broken play. TJ, had that one been picked up by the Scoopers, we could be talking about a whole different ball game here.
And that really would have shifted momentum a lot. As it is, scoring a long touchdown shifts the momentum, but Yankton with a 10-point lead yet still has quite a bit of strength on their side.
Amaro shifts to the near side of the line. Jason Lachek gets the handoff, follows his blocks, falls forward. He'll pick up 3, 2nd and 7.
Yankton started out this quarter with a good, I think it was about a 6.5-minute drive. And so if they could replicate that, that would go a long way toward trying to seal this game.
2nd and 7, just over 2 to play here in our third quarter of action. It's a 10-point difference. Into motion moves Eidsness. They hand it off again. Sidlacek, who's met behind the line of scrimmage and tackled at the 21-yard line. He'll lose 1 or 2 yards on that carry. 3rd and long on the way as they put him at the 22. It's 3rd and 8. The offensive line for Yankton just got plain beat on that one. And Sturgis Brown feels like they're right back into this one. A big 3rd down here for this Bucks offense. Bestie, a quick pass to Abel Bryan. It's caught near the 29-yard line, but it's not enough for a 1st down. It was a catch, but when he's pushed out of bounds, it makes it a 4th and 1, and the punting team does come out for Yankton as Abel Bryan, his 2nd catch of the night. Doesn't push the needle too much, though. Sturgis getting the ball back immediately, 78 seconds to play in the quarter. If they score, TJ, it's back to a 1-possession game. And Villanueva boots this one away as it's end over end, takes a friendly Yankton bounce and just keeps doing so. Inside the Scoopers 25, nearing the 21-yard line. And Sturgis Brown right back on offense. They move it. And now Yankton feeling like you kind of got to get a stop as a big touchdown for Sturgis Brown. Then getting stopped 3 and out on offense. You feel like you need something to get that momentum shifted right back into your favor. Scoopers from their own 21-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They trail 38-28 to the Yankton Bucks. In a game where points are not necessarily a premium, 10 doesn't seem far out there. Kano takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Erie, and now faces pressure as he rolls out. Deep he throws this one as Boomsma was the closest player to it, but it was well out of bounds, incomplete. Just for a second there, you saw Boomsma kind of creeping in. You thought maybe he has a chance at this, but it was a good few yards out of bounds. No real opportunity for it. 2nd and 10 now for the Scoopers. As a defense chant starting here at Crane Youngworth. Not quite as loud as when it hits 3rd down, though. Keno has 2 receivers to each side of him. Erie in the back alongside him. 2nd and 10. This time he will hand it off Erie on the outside. Nearly got flipped over. Neared the 28-yard line. A decent pickup to make it a 3rd and manageable for Sturgis Brown. As they'll give him 7 yards. It's 3rd and 3. Erie only with 12 carries, though, TJ. He had 10 in the first half. Only 2 so far here in the second half. Now the crowd getting loud. The hard count for Kano won't get Yankton to jump. You wonder if it showed sign of blitz, though, for Brennan Gilmore, and he will go at the quarterback. This one put deep in the air, and it's too much. Incomplete it goes as Miles Drotzman did a nice job in coverage there. 4th down, and Yankton's defense gets a stop just as quick as Sturgis Brown's defense got a stop. Jackson Kano is back to punt, getting the quarterback and punter combo, which makes things tricky with those fakes. We saw earlier they threw an incompletion as he scoops that one out of the turf. Eidsness set to return this one. He'll let it bounce at the 42, and it now goes about to the 34-yard line of the Bucks. But Yankton's offense right back on the field. And that feels like a big stop there for this Bucks defense after giving up a quick touchdown to the Scoopers. You really just needed something there, and the Bucks got it. 1st and 10, they'll start with it on their own 35-yard line. Now is when you could use one of those long drives that results in points. Bestie has Sedlacek to his right side. Boomsma will move it from the far side now into the near side. Bestie takes the snap, rolls out on the near side immediately, loads up, had some arm on this one, and not sure if that was intended for Boomsma or Eidsness. Eidsness, I think, was trying to get out of the way for Boomsma, but I think he maybe would have had a better opportunity at it.
He was closer, but he did turn his back and look for somebody to block, and I think that Boomsma maybe had a little bit of a misstep or couldn't quite get around the defender just quick enough to catch up to that pass.
So 2nd and 10 for Yankton's offense. And now you can hear a defense chant from the flip side as Sedlacek barrels forward for a pickup of 2. 3rd and 8 on the way. And now Yankton in a 3rd and long situation. As the clock runs, we'll see if they snap the football. They'll be happy to just send it into our final quarter of action. At the end of 3, it is 38-28. The Bucks are 12 minutes away from punching their ticket into the state championship game next Friday. We'll see if they can hang on to the lead here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District is your Hallmark headquarters this holiday season. Buy your Hallmark Christmas ornaments, nativity scenes, willow tree, and precious moments there. Find wedding and anniversary gifts and single-serve Abdallah chocolates along with the new item, Gone Nuts. Yankton Rexall Pharmacy is there to help you with all your questions and prescription needs. Holiday shopping begins at the Yankton Rexall in downtown Yankton.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
3rd and 8 for the Bucks here. They've got the football on their own 39-yard line. Bestie, a quick pass out to Sedlacek, reels it in, dives forward. He's near the first down line. I think he's got enough for the first. He does. It's a pickup of 10, and Yankton moves the chains.
Sedlacek just wasn't going to be stopped there. He lowered his head and ran for it. He ran really hard, but really close to that sideline. He was awfully close to stepping out of bounds too early.
Now the ball spotted at their own 47-yard line, and we'll see if Yankton decides to try and slow down their offense. Normally, it's not quite as efficient as when they move quickly because that's just how they run their offense. But, you know, you come down to these end of games, and you'd really love to be able to have an 8-minute drive where there's only 11 and a half minutes left in the ball game. A designated run here for the quarterback. Bestie slips around the defender on the corner, nears the first down line, picks up 9, makes an easy 2nd and short opportunity. Bestie with his 2nd rushing attempt here in the game. He's got over 100 passing yards in the game. And now 12 rushing yards. Carter Boomsma, a late sub in, and they're going to give him credit and say he pulled it. He got the 10, and TJ, I think it might have been a pretty good spot they gave him there. 1st and 10 either way, as now Bestie again will roll out as Tegan LaCroix on the option keeps it up the middle. He runs the football, picks up a few 2nd down on the way. Either way, had that been 2nd and 1, they had a 1st down. It's between the 39 and the 40-yarder. They'll give Tegan LaCroix credit for a 4-yard pickup. It's his 3rd rushing attempt for 20 yards, and he's got a touchdown as well. Tate Bestie back behind the center and shotgun.
And here's where the Bucks offense starts to almost feel uncomfortable as they stand in formation, waiting for that clock to run down a little bit.
8 on the play clock here for the Bucks, and they'll take off a couple more. Bestie fires it deep, has Boomsma open, it's caught to the 10-yard line! A 29-yard pickup. Carter Boomsma is having a game.
You know, you'd really like to see a long drive, sustained drive there, but you'll take a play like that.
He'll take 7, right?
That's right.
He'll never complain about that. Under 10 minutes to play. Yankton has pushed the football deep into Sturgis Brown territory. It's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Yankton's already up 38-28, trying to extend that lead here. The clock did continue to tick as Boomsma was brought down in bounds. Bestie will move Eidsness to the far side of the field, takes the snap, hands it off Sedlacek. He's met behind the line of scrimmage, and he's just lifted up by a trio of Sturgis defenders and dragged backwards. He's going to lose half a yard. Second and goal from the 11. Again, Sedlacek was off the ground there for a couple seconds. They decided, well, we don't want his feet touching the ground because anytime he's moving those legs, he's got an opportunity to run through us. Under 9 minutes to play in the game. Second and goal, and again, Yankton using that clock. An unusual thing from this offense. Eidsness will be the lone receiver to the right side, and Abe O'Brien to the left as they'll go right back to Sedlacek again, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He loses a yard again. It's now 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line.
Sturgis playing very tough defense. Their line is really doing a fantastic job of being able to sniff out what Sedlacek has been doing with that move all night long, and they're stopping him right now.
Feels like Sturgis Brown's defense is in that mood of if we let it give up a touchdown, that just might be our season. Field goal keeps it a 2-possession game and an opportunity for Sturgis Brown. Trips right here, 1 to the left. Tate Bestie now moves Eidsness. 8 on the play clock. They take the snap. Bestie uncomfortable in the pocket, so he'll roll out. Fires it. Crosses body in and out of Boomsma's hands. It's incomplete and 4th down. That would have been Carter Boomsma's 3rd touchdown of the night had he pulled it in. And the field goal unit out onto the field to try and make this a 13-point lead for the Bucks. Ball is at the 12-yard line. It'll make it a 29-yard attempt. Tegan LaCroix, the holder. Kevin Ortiz, the kicker. And now a late shift on the line and a little confusion here, but looks like Yankton gets settled in time. 4 on the play clock. Good snap. LaCroix gets the ball down, and the kick is good. Kevin Ortiz, his 2nd field goal of the night as Yankton crosses the 40-point mark. 8 minutes to play in the game. Yankton leads 41-28. We'll be back in just a moment.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
The Yankton Bucks off of a field goal from Kevin Ortiz. 5 for 5 on extra points. 2 for 2 on field goals. I mean, as far as a kicker in a high school football game goes, he's made as much of an impact as he possibly could tonight, TJ. And the Bucks find themselves up 13. But the important part for Sturgis is they kept it a 2-possession game, and they feel like they're not quite out of it yet. Villanueva to kick it off for the Bucks. We're running down on the clock as under 10 minutes total of game time left. This one will be caught at the 7-yard line by Brody Royer across his own 15. Met with contact, brought down at the 21-yard line. On the tackle there, Jacob Bivens. What a play on special teams for Bivens. A player that Muth told me has just gotten better as the season progresses.
Early in the game it seemed like Villanueva was having a hard time getting that ball much past the 10-yard line on these kickoffs. But now that he's getting it down to the 7 and the 5, it's giving a little extra time for pursuit, and their special teams are doing a much better job.
And on top of that, when Sturgis is starting at their own 21 rather than the 35, even up to the 40-yard line, that's a whole fresh set of downs there that they have to get through to get up to where they had been starting. Kano puts Graff into motion. He'll move along the far side of the field. Kano facing pressure behind the line of scrimmage. Just airs this one out. Tegan LaCroix, interception. The Bucks with an interception as LaCroix across the 35 runs out of bounds at the 30. Tegan LaCroix has caught up to Cale Hazelhorst in interceptions, and the Bucks have all the momentum back. Miles Drotzman with the first interception. Tegan LaCroix with the second. Right now is 7:41 to play. The Bucks really feel like they could give themselves a great chance to be playing next Friday. 1st and 10 from the Sturgis 30-yard line. The Bucks have it on offense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bestie works out of the shotgun, hands it up the middle. Jason Logic falls forward, got up to the 25.
It sure felt like we needed Jason Logic to get a positive yard run there after several stops in a row.
That was a big 5 there, as you just mentioned. His last 2 runs went for a loss of 1. The 2 before that were 2 carries for 1 total yard gained. And 5 yards, it just gives you such a great opportunity to convert here, as Cale Hazelhorst will sub out of the game for the time being. 2nd and 5, Yankton again milking that clock. 7 on the play clock. And now, shifting as Eidsness is back up the middle. They roll with it, a pickup of a few. As Sedlacek dove forward, a pickup of a few. 3rd and 2 on the way. Right now it feels like we could have a few different hot hands or hitters of the game, TJ. That's coming up in our post game when it's all said and done, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. Still, of course, we've got 6.5 minutes to play here on the field, but the Bucks with a 3rd and short situation deep into Sturgis territory after a Tegan LaCroix interception. 2 receivers to the left. Another handoff. They move up the middle. Easton Feaser's got the first and extra. A 6-yard pickup for Easton Feaser on his 2nd carry of the night, but a big one as Yankton can keep the clock rolling and keep trying to push this one into the end zone. You've got to feel like a touchdown here might just put it out of reach for Sturgis Brown as we are halfway through our 4th quarter of play. It is 41-28. Yankton leads at 13. A touchdown has them up 20. Yankton with the football. 1st and 10 here. They'll go right back up the middle. Jason Logic spins on the first defender but can't get away. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up. And right now you can tell that Sturgis Brown defensive front has really been winning the battle against Yankton's offensive line. And Sedlacek consistently being hit before he even hits the line of scrimmage. The one positive is Sturgis Brown not calling timeout, so plenty of time being taken off the clock. Boomsma will shift in late. Wing formation here for the Bucks. Bestie moves out. Tegan LaCroix takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll bring it up the middle. He'll pick up a few yards. It's 3rd and about 6, maybe 7 for the Bucks. 4:45 to play now. It's 3rd and 7, they'll say. So LaCroix, 3 yards. He'll pick up on his 4th attempt of the night. Yankton can bring this down to nearly 4 minutes before snapping the ball. A trip to the Dakota Dome in Vermilion next week on the line. Taking the snap, LaCroix again fakes the handoff, but he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain and another 4th down here for the Bucks. A score update as 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Pierre on top of Huron, 28-13. And as of right now, seems like the winner of this game will be playing Pierre for the state title. Kevin Ortiz back out onto the field for another field goal attempt. 3:45 to play here in the 4th quarter of action. Yankton up 41-28. The field goal keeps it only at a 2-possession game yet, as it would be a 16-point difference. This one would be the longest field goal of the night at 31 yards. Ortiz has enough leg on it, but it is off to the right. He hit it wide right. And Sturgis Brown with some bend but don't break defense after Ortiz misses his 3rd field goal attempt of the night.
You know, even with the bend but don't break defense and preventing a score at all, Yankton was able to run the clock down to 3 minutes, 27 seconds. With a lead of 13 points, you're still in a pretty good position. And now Sturgis has a very long field in front of them. And this Bucks defense, I think, is going to step up and try to seal this game.
80 yards they'll need to go, and they're going to need to do it quick as they have got all 3 of their timeouts. But again, only 3.5 minutes to play in a 2-possession game. They'll have to move the ball quickly, and for a team that's built on the run, that could prove to be tricky. Out of the shotgun here is Jackson Kano. Irian is his back. He'll be used as a blocker. A quick pass out to Gage West. Caught. He'll pick up a good 13 yards. And if you are Sturgis, that's the exact play you're looking for every single time. Picking up 10-plus yards and taking only about 4 to 5 seconds off the clock. They'll move the chains. 1st and 10 now from the 34-yard line. Gage West now with his 7th catch of the night. He leads all receivers in both catches and yards on the night. Tied for the most touchdowns with Carter Boomsma. Jackson Kano, a designed run. He falls down behind the line as it looked like he got tripped up.
He ran into his own lineman. I think he may have stepped on his lineman's foot, rolled his own ankle, and went down.
So Kano, who runs the ball very well, 2 rushing attempts in the second half. He's lost 4 yards. 2nd and 12 here, under 3 minutes to play for the Scoopers. Kano drops back, gets a key block, but rolling out further now faces Edley Amaro right back into Talon Kenny. He somehow avoids the pressure nearing the line of scrimmage. He'll get a positive play brought down at the 40. Jackson Kano ran about 30 yards for an 8-yard pickup.
And, you know, I got to hand it to Edley Amaro there because Edley Amaro was on his heels for the entirety of that play. Edley got hit by about 3 different linemen, but he stayed in pursuit the whole way.
A pickup of 8 to make this 3rd and short for the Scoopers. Kano takes a snap, quick pass. He hits Litzen. Litzen gets the 1st down and a few extra, goes out of bounds. From the 40 up to the 49-yard line, it's a 9-yard pickup from Jackson Kano to Cole Litzen. 2:13 to play in the game. Sturgis Brown with the football. At their own 49-yard line, they trail 41-28. They need 2 touchdowns here. Kano fakes the handoff, now faces pressure. Avoids it, throws it deep. Carter Boomsma picks it off. Boomsma the interception. Talk about a game from Carter Boomsma. Carter Boomsma the interception, and on top of that, 2 touchdown catches in this game and over 70 yards receiving. Huge game for Boomsma. Yankton takes over on offense with just over 2 minutes to play, and that one might have been the final nail in the coffin. We'll see if this Bucks offense really feels like they just need 1 first down here. 2 minutes away from a trip to the Dome. Bestie takes the snap, gives it up Sedlacek. Sedlacek up across towards the 37-yard line. A nice pickup on 1st down. Timeout called by Coach Kletki of the Scoopers. It's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. It is their first timeout used here in the second half. Sedlacek got half of the yards needed We'll take that break and be back in just a moment for second down.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Under 2 minutes to play here. Yankton with the football, a 2nd and 5 situation, a first down, all but wraps it up. For Sturgis Brown, it is desperation time. They need a stop, and then they need 13 points. Again, they hand it off. Sedlacek drives the pile forward across to the 43-yard line. He's right around the first down marker. Timeout is called by Sturgis Brown, their second of the second half. And they'll move the chains. A 7-yard pickup from Jace Sedlacek. Yankton can all but run the clock out with 3 running plays here. Even if they don't get the first down, they can leave essentially no time left for the Scoopers. We'll take one final break, and when we return, the remainder of this football game.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
1st and 10 for the Yankton Bucks on their own 43-yard line. Picked up that first and has forced Sturgis Brown into using 2 of their 3 timeouts of the half. They've got 1 remaining as Bestie knees that one, and it will be a timeout still called by the Scoopers sideline. And for Yankton, really just doing, kneeing it on the off chance a fumble or a negative play. This way, you just know you're going to run the clock. It'll be 2nd and 10 here. TJ, what a performance tonight, though. A gutsy effort on each side. But the Yankton Bucks, barring some kind of miracle for Sturgis Brown, are going to be headed to the Dakota Dome in Vermilion and taking on everyone's favorite, the Pierre T.F. Riggs Governors, who defeated Huron 28-13. They have advanced to their 9th straight title game. 2nd and 10 here for the Bucks, 1:46 to play. Bestie's working out of the shotgun, so they're not going to knee it here. It doesn't appear that way. They will hand it off up the middle. Sedlacek dives forward to the 47-yard line, picks up 4 yards.
Sedlacek powers ahead to the 46-yard line.
They'll give him 3.
Brought down by number 11.
3rd down here for the Bucks, but that clock is rolling.
Brings up 3rd and 6 from the 40.
By the time the Bucks snap the football, there will be under a minute to play. And then after the next play, we'll be nearing that 20-second mark. Bestie takes the snap, hands it off, Jay Sedlacek. Sedlacek is met at the line of scrimmage, picked up a yard. 4th down for Yankton.
Sedlacek is met at the line of scrimmage.
But there is a 13-second difference between game clock and play clock, as Yankton will, more likely than not, looks like they're going to wait out the clock, call a timeout, and make sure to leave as little of time left for the Scoopers. And now you start wondering if it's physically impossible for the Scoopers to be able to win this football game. A punt return, then an onside kick, and a touchdown. I guess it is technically how long this punt can take, as now timeout is called by Coach Muth, his first, and more likely than not, our final Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. 14 seconds here between the Bucks and a title game. We'll take that timeout. It's our final of the game.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver.
Yankton Bucks football presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. The Bucks lead 41-28 with 14 seconds to play. As they'll leave the offense out on the field, and we'll see just how long they try to run the clock. Tate Bestie out of the shotgun, 4 receivers to the left, 1 off to the right. And you wonder if he's just going to punt it away anyways. He will, just a quick punt. This one will bounce and be picked up at the 22-yard line. Royer has the football, and a couple seconds go by as he's brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 seconds to play. The crowd here getting ready to cheer on the home team, who will be taking on the Governors in the state championship game. The crowd is getting loud for Yankton. One final play to wrap it up here tonight. Sturgis Brown, 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. We'll see how they play it out here in the final play of tonight's game. Kano will drop back, passes it across the middle to Gage West, and now some lateral action as into the hands it goes to Yankton. The Bucks defeat Sturgis and have punched their ticket to the Dome and a chance for a state title as they'll take on the Pierre T.F. Riggs Governors. The Yankton Bucks have pulled it off and are headed back to the Dome. Your final score, 41-28. What a game here tonight for the Bucks. They fell one game short last year, but they have been dedicated from week one. This was a team that wanted to make it to the championship game, and they have done just that with a victory. Their 9th win of the season comes in the state semifinals, as now they'll get a prep for a well-known opponent in Pierre T.F. Riggs, who defeated Huron 28-13. That'll be next Friday at 7. Of course, we'll have it on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Coming up, our First Dakota National Bank post-game show and our Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton Hot Hand Hitter of the Game. All on the way here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. Ladies, come into the store for all your new fall clothing needs. There's Tribal, there's Lulu Bee, Ethel, and Southern Lady. The nursery has everything you need for gift giving, baptism, copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, toddlers, clothing, and boys and girls Under Armour to size 7. Don't forget toys and little golden books. Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today. Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Ravin Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Ravin Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Ravin Books, where every book finds a home.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
As we continually strive to improve the quality of service we provide the Yankton community, the Garden of Memory Cemetery and Winston Ray Funeral Home are pleased to announce the completion of a brand new columbarium. This columbarium is constructed of granite, designed to withstand the test of time. It is for those families choosing cremation and features above-ground outdoor niches, which includes a bronze plaque to memorialize your loved one, as well as indoor glass front niches where families can create a unique memorial with pictures or other family heirlooms. For more information, please give us a call at the Winston Ray Funeral Home in Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
Your final score, the Bucks end up with victory. It's 41-28 as we have got assistant coach Brady Hale. Coach, first of all, congratulations. Your team is heading to the state championship next week.
Wow, that's obviously the goal at the start of the year. And credit to our boys for responding to the challenge at hand. And credit to Sturgis, they played a heck of a game. They have kids that compete, and there's no surprise to me that they're in the semifinals for the first time in a while with that group. So credit to them, but I'm proud of our boys. You know, there's adversity throughout the year and then adversity again tonight, so that kind of just embodies our team.
And, Coach, could you just tell me all about what you saw in that game from start to finish?
I mean, it started off, obviously, with the negative, but then, again, we responded. We scored right away, and then the defense responded and a pick six. So that's kind of just the way our team's been all year, where, when one facet of the game maybe isn't clicking, the other facet picks them up. And I thought offensively we controlled the ball well. We were running the ball really well, and that's what you got to do in the playoffs. And then defensively, I thought they had timely stops. I mean, Sturgis has some athletes. The quarterback is good, and those kids made plays when they needed to. So some of that's tough, but overall I was just really happy with how we continued to fight.
And just a lot of great performances from, the entire roster, really. I mean, you've got multiple players with a sack, multiple players with an interception, multiple players with touchdowns in this one. I mean, it felt like Tate Bestie maybe got a little bit more to what we've seen out of him the last few games, maybe not quite as normal, but feels like he hit his stride again tonight.
Yeah, and we kind of knew that, that some of those things that happened last week were not his normal, and we had a good week of practice, and he played how he always plays during the week, really focused, and he was reading the field the way we wanted him to, and he came out and he took control of the offense, because there were a few times even towards the end where we had a run play called, and he sees, one-on-one coverage with one of our better players and gives him a chance and then executes. So he's seeing the field well, and then we never had a doubt in our mind that he was going to be able to execute. He's a resilient kid that obviously has a lot of talent. So I'm just excited for him to have this experience and perform well in the semis, and then hopefully continuing forward.
And a two-way player here that just had a great game on both sides of the ball, Carter Boomsma. Wow. He 2 receiving touchdowns and really the game-clinching interception there. What a game.
Yeah, I mean, that kid, there was a play there where he gave up a touchdown, and as a high school kid, it'd be really easy to get down on yourself. But that's not Carter at all. He's resilient. He fights for every possession, and, he's really coachable, obviously, because that was a similar play where, the quarterback underthrew it this time, but he has good technique. He sees the ball, and he comes back and makes, like you said, the game-sealing interception. And then his first touchdown, I don't know if I've seen a better catch this year from one of our kids, especially from our angle. It was kind of thrown a little behind him. He stopped and jumped and made an amazing play. So he was really our, kind of settling force there. When we needed a play, he made it for us.
Of course, in a game like this, I'm not sure how much you saw. Pierre defeats Huron, and that'll be your opponent in the Dome this next Friday. Your thoughts on that matchup? It's one you're familiar with.
Yeah, I think it's a challenge. Pierre is, they've had success for a reason, and, with Huron beating them earlier in the regular season, it's obviously tough to beat a team twice. But that's what we're going to have to do here come next week. But a lot of respect for Pierre. They play hard, and there's a reason that they're able to continue to have teams like this and continue to churn out victories and big games. And, we're excited for the challenge, and we'll definitely have to watch film and figure out what we're going to do game plan-wise.
And what does the following week of prep look like for you guys now?
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll get together, watch this film, maybe a little Pierre. And then Sunday we'll be off. We'll meet as coaches and kind of finalize the game plan. And then we'll probably have a somewhat normal week of practice. I mean, I don't want to steal my favorite coach Dan Jackson saying, but if there was a better way to practice, we'd probably be doing it now. So we're going to stick to the way we've been doing things. And obviously there's a heightened sense of, everything going on with the state championship. So we're going to try to eliminate all distractions and have as close to a normal week as we can.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time, and again, congratulations on making the state championship.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate all the coverage. Thank you.
Of course, we look forward to hopefully a championship win for the Bucks coming up here. Again, that was assistant coach Brady Hale on our First Go to National Bank post-game show. And time to look at the final stats for your Yankton Bucks and then your Kaiser Heating and Cooling hot hand/hitter of the game. Jason Lachek in this one had 32 rushing attempts, 174 yards, a touchdown. Tate Bestie, 3 attempts, 13 yards. Edley Amaro had 1 carry for no yards. Tegan LaCroix, 5 rushing attempts, 23 yards, and a touchdown. And Easton Feeser had 2 carries for 7 yards. Tate Bestie throwing the football 11 of 19, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns through the air. Tegan LaCroix had 2 pass attempts, went 2 for 2 for 7 yards. Catching it, Owen Eidsness with 5 receptions, 75 yards. Cale Hazelhorst, 2 receptions, 26 yards. Abe O'Brien, 2 for 13 yards. Carter Boomsma, 3 receptions, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Jason Lachek, 1 reception for 10 yards. Bucks end with 5 penalties for a total of 45 yards, so didn't hurt them too bad. And time for your Kaiser Heating and Cooling hot hand and hitter of the game. Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. And TJ, I'll let you do the honors of telling me who the hot hand hitter of the game was.
That's got to be Carter Boomsma tonight.
Carter Boomsma, 2 touchdown catches and interception. And on top of that, we do have some defensive and big plays that happened, as well as Miles Drotzman, a pick 6, as well as a sack. Edley Amaro Jr. got in on the fun, got a sack. Tegan LaCroix, an interception, ties Cale Hazelhorst for the lead on the team this season with 1 game to prove it now. Carter Boomsma, an interception, and then also with a sack was Drace Gaskins. Just an overall great performance for the Bucks, who come up with a 41-28 victory. Up next, the Bucks will take on the Pierre T.F. Riggs Governors next Friday at 7. We'll have an extended pregame. We'll let you know when that'll be live. And you just got to keep it tuned on Classic Hits 106.3 and Fox Sports 101.5 AM 1570. For the final time tonight, I'm Zach Spear alongside TJ Stoats and Eve Hawley. Have a great rest of your night and go Bucks.
This has been a presentation of Yankton Bucks football on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by our corporate sponsor, First Dakota National Bank of Yankton, and the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Linda's Angel Crossing, Hy-Vee, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Bechet, Elwood Dental, Raven Books, Floor Tech Cleaning and Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Dragonfly, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Winston Ray Funeral Home and Cremation Service, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, Triple Time Rudy's, Farmers Union Insurance, Meridian Photo, Graham Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, and H&H Roofing. For everything Yankton Bucks football, tune in to Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton Streaming.